the original Dark Souls 1, even though that boss kicked my shit in repeatedly, have the best balanced DLCs where they feel hard, but not too hard.
Yeah.
Like, I've already mentioned, the Bloodborne DLC actually, like, it's the only FromSoft thing that I've played that has made me tap.
By the way, we're going live.
I think.
Oh, we're live.
Yeah, we're going live. It's 9:05.
I want to say like 20. Yeah, David, I want to say one last thought. I want to.
No, go for it. Go for it. Listen to the preamble chat. We're talking about FromSoft games.
I find a lot of FromSoft games to be, all of them are very much dependent on how you actually play games and understand, comprehend information, because a lot of them are dependent on how willing you are to be blind, how willing you are to be obstinate about learning mechanics, and how willing you are to like adjust accordingly.
I don't necessarily agree with
because
the second
it's not a
part.
game of like you can't mend the game to you; you have to mend to the game a lot of the times.
Yeah, kind of. And I think some of that is obviously intentional, but also I do, like I said, I still think that, like just me personally, there are things that like, if they worked on certain areas, they could get me to buy every FromSoft game ever at full price. And I know that like that's not what they want to do, and I appreciate them sticking to their guns, but at the same time, I don't buy and play a lot of those games because I am concerned about getting my, cost-benefit analysis out, basically, my hours to cash out.
No, it's
because, hey, I looked it up still. Hey, guess what? On PlayStation Network, because of course it is, Dark Souls 3, still full price, $60. Dark Souls 1 Remaster and Dark Souls 2, still $40. That's without DLC, I think. Actually, no.
I thought
Dark Souls 2
was
version
$20.
is the... no, Prepare to Die is like $39 or $29. It's $34.
I guess
From
that's the price.
Software.
Now, admittedly,
is in the act.
Bloodborne and Demon Souls Remastered are free because one of them's PS Essentials.
That's because they're Sony.
Yeah.
Well, because I'll say this, I will agree with you. Sony, FromSoft, as much as they are my favorite game development studio, even for some shit from way before Dark Souls. But
I am the president of the United States.
Look, Lost Kingdoms 2 is still my favorite video game.
They made a lot of good games.
Oh yeah, Kingsfield.
Despite it being not like any... Well, actually, that's not true. It ends with you fighting a giant Cthulhu god that took over a tower and fused with it. So I guess it's not that far away from Dark Souls. Forgot about that. But regardless, they do have the
sorry, hold on. This is
problem
Yu-Gi-Oh related. Master Duel just updated. They have announced they're gonna allow team duels, team battles in free duels.
Oh my god, it's a fucking miracle.
Finally, something actually.
That sounds pretty fun. I'm still waiting on some new master packs.
I'm gonna be honest, I haven't logged.
I have not since the last solo mode.
I missed the Link Festival entirely.
I tried to play it a little, but unfortunately, as much as I love Live Twin, it's a really boring deck to play, especially when everybody else is playing basically the same like 3 decks over and over again. Are you playing Salad with Heat Soul? Are you playing Striker? Are you playing, Crusadia? Okay, cool. It got really repetitive.
I got addicted to card building deck roguelikes again, or deck building roguelikes again. So that's what I've been doing.
Hey,
lately.
you should check out. I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. That gives you Yes, it's a deck building game, and it is technically, I would argue, a roguelike because it has a time loop mechanic. You play out 10 years and then reset to the beginning. Or you can die, so sometimes you don't live all 10 years. I haven't done that personally, but I know that happens. But its primary conflict resolution mechanic is either exploration based or deck building based. Which
this might be my second buy after I finally get around to buying Gotham Knights. Which I'm sorry, that game series is literally my version of cocaine.
I figured, we know. But yeah, so that's pretty fun from there. But yeah, we were yelling about FromSoft games. It is...
Oh, okay.
What were you going to say about Sorry, I cut Dallas off of his thought. What were you going to say about them being your favorite developer? But
you were cutting Lofts off. You're off on making it.
Yeah, I know. But I was going to say, I know Loth is holding in his thing, but I was saying earlier, I cut Dallas off in the middle of his thought.
Oh, yeah, no. I was just saying they're the Activision school of either you buy it on sale or it's going to be $60 until they die.
Yeah.
So, Loth, what do you want to say?
So, we were talking about earlier about like how difficult some of the DLC and things are in FromSoft games. Sadly, I'm one of those madmen who, as soon as I started Dark Souls 2, I looked at Hades Tower of Flame and went, I'm going to go there first. or as soon as I unlocked it, I went to the DLC of Bloodborne and was like, I'm gonna do some grinding.
Oh no.
I mean, if you could live through a couple of guys, you probably get mad souls that way. Sorry about the music being loud for a second.
They didn't get too much, honestly, but you know.
Oh, okay. I mean, I at least respect that if you have the dedication we talked about earlier to just beat your head against the wall. Like, technically, I don't even have to beat that one boss, Father Gasqueen, whatever dumb ways we could say his
No,
name.
I think you do. Have to
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
there's an item in the shop that you can pay 10,000 blood echoes to access the cathedral ward.
No, that's a gate inside the cathedral ward after him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. The one you can skip is the cleric beast.
Yes, I did not do that because I remember that's the first boss you can access, and it's not that hard anyway.
No,
Nah,
it's
You just have to learn, how to play the game.
As I've said, I'm a bit of a weird madman when it comes to those things. Like Dark Souls 1, yeah, let's just go immediately to Blighttown. What could go wrong?
well, I mean,
Your computer
Dark
could
Souls
explode.
2 is at least Dark Souls 2 at least is that's funny.
It is not
Dark
optimized,
Souls
yes.
2 is at least completely non-linear in how you have to beat the kingdoms. It's just the fire one is the hardest.
It's
Let's go
interesting as
to-
well. Demon's Souls is like Demon's Souls wants to be non-linear. The problem was that like they have way too much lead up on the non-linear part because you have to do the tutorial area and then you have to do the first whole zone of Walls of Proletariat and beat the first boss. Then you can open world it and do the bosses in any order.
Well, and
wait,
also
sorry, I
okay.
forgot the dumb thing I do. Hey, we're starting up Dark Souls 3. Time to fight Dance of the Boreal Valley before Vort.
Oh, you did
Oh,
the
I
thing
did
where you
that
trigger it
too.
earlier? Ay.
Yeah.
I did that too.
Me
My first playthrough, I did blind, and I did that too accidentally. I went, wow, this boss is way harder than I thought it would be. And then I fought, I gave up on it. I fought Bort, and that is the only Souls game boss in the history of the series I have ever beaten flawlessly on my first time.
Damn.
I know there's a whole bit about how the Boreal Dancer is like its animations are set at a different pace than every other boss in the series.
They like to do things like that. Like, I know for Elden Ring, they really stepped up a lot of their tech. I've heard a lot of people reporting that, like, enemy patterns are a lot more chaotic and less telegraphed now because basically the AI of enemies gets to pick from a broader moveset all at once rather than, like, string together specific combos. And that is why, what's-her-face, Melania is, like, one of the hardest bosses they've ever designed. In the sense that, like, she has very specific mechanics and a crazy wealth of abilities she can use. And so if you approach the fight with a certain build and you are not, like, prepared to lean into her mechanics, you will get your ass clapped.
Her weirdest thing is a lot of her attacks are like, if you could parry them or block any of them and not die, they'd do better. But her entire thing is like, she staggers really easily, but she will also destroy you.
Yes. Well, and also
To be
she
fair,
passively regenerates health, so you cannot do the wait and see strategy.
No, she takes your health.
I
No,
feel like
it
every
once
Souls
hits you, even if you block.
I feel like every Souls game has this trouble of balancing like enemy difficulty versus boss difficulty. Like I'll use Demon Souls as an example. As a whole, Demon Souls' bosses are piss easy. Like they're really easy, especially the lumpy motherfuckers in the swamp area.
Mhm.
I can't remember. It's like the Rotted Colossus or something.
Something like that.
Leechmonger.
Yeah, those two. Those two bosses are like the easiest in the entire series. But a lot of the enemy areas are like pretty hard. Like the
Well, yeah,
fucking
and like
area
genuinely,
with the
I
cartwheeling skeleton
I
douchebag.
feel like they really leaned into like honestly, I feel like at times, and it's been. I don't know. Have I ever actually physically played Dark Souls? I don't know. If it has, it's been forever. I may have like demoed it earlier, but I've seen a lot of people play like the remaster and stuff, and seen some of those areas. I feel like Demon Souls level design, that is a lot more like old school D&D punishing. Like I said, there's a glowing bottomless pit in the first area that looks like it's got something cool in it, but if you lean over to check, you will just fall in because the edge physics are bad. You know. And there's a lot of emphasis on bottomless pits, tight corners, and just you getting murdered by guys with, like,
And
crossbows right away.
And don't forget mazes. They love mazes.
Yeah,
in
there's
that
mazes.
game. That second lava area.
And in case you were wondering, yes, that thing where dragons constantly breathe fire and murder you, that goes all the way back to Demon Souls. There's several dragons in that first area who will do that if you're not careful.
What's this? A bridge? I
So,
don't
Megan,
know
I've just thought of a
dragon
really
areas.
funny segue, actually.
What's up?
So speaking of winding pathways and, and trap rooms.
Nice. That's true. That is how this deck plays. Good job. Solid
You
segue.
clever motherfucker.
But yeah, so sorry about that. We were in a mood because I did stream Bloodborne yesterday. Lucky wasn't feeling like being on stream, so I streamed some Bloodborne. So just check it out.
Did you find the healing blood for Lucky yet?
We'll see. I haven't heard from him today. We'll see if I killed enough monsters
sure?
and got enough blood
I
echoes to
hope
make
Lucky
it better.
doesn't
Time
mutate,
to
though,
start.
'cause some people mutate from that blood.
We'll see what happens. Gosh, sorry. I really don't want to delay anymore. You're just reminding me of what I talked about. I forgot how fucking sudden Bloodborne starts. Like, there's no setup to that game at all. It's, you want the weird blood, huh? Take your weird blood, sign this contract.
You have like Victorian cancer or something.
Don't worry about this weird dream you're gonna have, and then just go.
Welcome to the Thunderdome, buckaroo.
Yeah, just hey, welcome
Your
to
cancer's,
yard.
at least your cancer's gone.
Is it? I don't even know.
Cancer
Anyway,
anymore.
so we're gonna talk about Karakuri. That's our next solo mode, and also a very interesting archetype. It much like a lot of our time period, Karakuri and some of the Karakuri monsters have been good.
Karakuri's always a. How do I put
I will
this?
say I don't think that on their own,
No. Yeah, that's what I
Karakuri
was
are
gonna
not
say.
like
They're a-
basically
They're
Karakuri
part
are
of
an
the-
Earth Machine archetype. So Karakuri cards have been in various iterations of Earth Machine over the years, and I don't think they've ever been like the best iteration of Earth Machine. But several of the cards
Well,
are pretty good.
No, so hybrid-wise, Karakuri. It was Karakuri Machina that was very good, but it was always the
Karakuri Gear.
the bones of Karakuri and the meat of Machina. They were definitely the second fill
So
out
let's
of
see.
that deck.
We've got some fairly low cuts in 2011.
There's also Karakuri Giragia, which had the same issue.
Well, that's the good
Karakuri
one.
being the second fiddle.
Let's see. So Pure
Well,
Karakuri got
Karakuri
some
is the
low-level
perpetual
top
second
cuts, and they were just playing Pure. Like I'm looking at this list that in December of 2011 came 9th through 16th in YCS Brighton. That is all Karakuri's mainlined with 3 Max C, bold choice for the time period, and a couple of like Cyber Dragons, Thunder King Ryos, and shit. But Karakuri Geargia took a first place in 2012, and similarly made some other top cuts. And there's also another thing that is something called Teleport Karakuri. Let me see what that is. Is that just E-Tele
It's
Karakuri?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just like all the best Karakuris, 3 Psychic Commanders, 3 Solar Windjammers, and lots of shit like E-Tele, Desynchro, etc.
That's definitely one of those decks that would have been on that list MBT made recently of how the f did these decks win tournaments?
Yeah.
When
So-
they did.
Karakuri Geargia and Teleport Karakuri are basically all over the place from 2012 until 2014. Oh, wow. Okay, YCS Providence must have been huge. But the last time that on Yu-Gi-Oh! Top Decks they are officially recorded as making a placed cut is in June 2016. Mecha Phantom Karakuri Speedroids got 80th place at YCS Providence.
I forgot about that deck.
80th place. But still placed, I guess.
Man, Yu-Gi-Oh!
Must have been a big
players
tournament.
are something else.
But yeah, so Karakuri has, as part of a package with other support cards, kind of been up and down.
Yeah.
So they are an Earth Machine. Now, they are very interesting cards. So most of them revolve around a couple of features. Mainly that if they attack or are attacked, or is it phrased as they do battle? Either way, they switch
I think
positions.
it's battle.
Yeah. Let me for instance, yeah.
I think it actually depends on which Karakuri.
Yeah, some of them do different things. Like, for instance, I just pulled up Merchant. Merchant says, must attack if able. When this face-up attack position card is selected as an attack target, changes to defense position. So they have a lot of positional effects. They have a robust spell and trap selection, which often plays with either switching their positions or if their positions are switched. So there's quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Also, while not really enough to make them relevant, because it was, again, Ignition Assault, but they did recently get legacy support a couple of years ago.
They are very much the Earth Machine deck stereotype. They are an advantage engine.
Yes.
I don't think they're the purest form. I think we actually get to those fairly soon.
Yeah. And they are, and I will say, they were Synchro era, and they are still mainly Synchro focused. Obviously, you can do other stuff with them because a lot of them have similar levels. And remember that Karakuri Geargia was a deck, a hybrid, but they are definitely more in that Synchro half of the Earth Machine Spam-A-Lot. Similar to Scraps, but Scraps obviously are, first of all, not all machines, because Scraps are weird.
I mean, to be fair, they basically got, I think it's fair to say, they basically got replaced by Geargia when it came to the Xyz era.
Yes. Though obviously, if you want
yes,
to
there were some Karakuri Geargia,
another fun one to tie this back to other stuff we've done, because they are all Earth, Karakuri decks have access to the Synchro package for Naturias as well, which also probably gave them a bit of a boost back in the day, because you can access fun things like Barkion and
weirdly enough,
you can still run Naturias today. It's actually not.
So,
crazy.
Omega, you want to hear a fun, weird fact that sounds heresy-wise in this era of Yu-Gi-Oh? So, Naturia Beast wasn't played a lot in the first run of Karakuri because in that first Synchro era, spells were not very good. Which sounds crazy.
Yeah. I mean, some spells were really good, but it was very specific ones as always. It was not as uniform as it is now, where like you can expect to run
and they were usually
several spells.
advantage engines.
Also, yes,
Like, for example, none of the Karakuri spells or traps were relatively played in their...
It actually looks pretty good, actually.
I mean, it looks pretty good because you can run a Shizu.
God, I can't...
You should not run pure Naturia without the Shizu cards.
Yeah, it's a Shizu Naturia,
Yes.
which is actually decent. Because
well, it's because they're all Earths. It's really funny, like, having actually watched some Chalice Slimes and some of those very infamous shots of people just milling on milling. I agree with MBT that, like, this format seems really skillful and interesting. And that is probably why some people like it. But also, it really does slow the game down. And unfortunately, the primary, like, on its own, I don't think the Ishizu cards are bad. Like, their main thing is just, oh, we mill some cards and then we shuffle some cards back, you know? The main thing is that, first of all, it's a quick effect shuffle back. So if you're a graveyard-based deck, that can be really annoying. But the other thing is that, hey, that thing where we mill... what if there was already a top-cut deck that loved to be milled? It's Tier.
Yeah, spoiler, Tier Supremacy is here, Supremacy.
Yeah. And it is officially, I do believe after our latest YCS Pesidina, it is officially Tier 0, yeah.
Yeah.
It saw enough representation. Now,
y'all could have seen that coming when they didn't ban anything from it.
Yeah. Well, so we'll see what happens. There are technically more Tier cards coming, but I
want them to get murdered on the ban list.
I think some of the new Tier support is to replace cards that got hit on the list anyway. So we'll see. Some people are also, by the way,
hammer and break Tier's kneecaps.
Yeah, I believe the big thing is it limit Havness and ban field spell? I think that's pretty flattening.
I want them to ban the Ishizu cards too.
Oh yeah, no, that's different. That you need to, like, definitely also those should probably be banned or limited. I don't know what I hate those cards. What the OCG did as well. But yes, definitely some of those need to. I think
they're still dealing with their problems right now.
Yeah, I know they have hit
just
some of them.
Other decks than Tier.
But they've limited some of them. So we'll see how that shakes out. It's very interesting, right? Because I also think that there's new adventure support around the bend. Because in the OCG, I think Adventurer... Yeah, actually, the Adventurer pack was very delayed for the TCG, so Adventure stuck around a lot longer in the OCG, and they had to hit it a little more strictly. And I feel like over here, Adventure just kind of drifted out of vogue with Tier Sprite. Like, it just kind of... We moved on. Yeah. Like, so...
I think the only thing that ever got hit out of it was Griffin.
Yeah, did they limit Griffin?
Did Griffin even get hit?
I don't know. Hold on. Let me pull up the Forbidden Limited list.
All I remember is a blind rage from last ban list, but...
It was not a great one. Okay, TCG chart, 2021 to present.
It's the worst ban list that wasn't that one ban list the year that they went into the wind-up format.
No. Nope, Enchantress is not on here.
Yeah, no.
Nope, Rite of Iron Mystere is not on. Yeah, so I don't
think.
think the TCG has put forward any hits to Adventure at all. Let me just double check. Draco back. Nope, Draco back's not on here. No. Yeah, so.
Yeah, it just kind of died because pile decks kind of died.
Yeah, because the pile deck strategy doesn't really work against other shit. Bestial is also a really, really, really interesting set of cards. We'll see if it matters, but I've heard a lot of people are actually experimenting with Bestial Dragon Maid because that was actually good in the OCG. Now, I don't know how many Dragon Maids you play, but I assume it's at least 3 Chamber, 3 Hospitality, and you probably play at least one changeover because Shio and House are both light.
Yeah, I think you play... I don't think you play House, but I think you play Shill.
I mean, your extra deck could be pretty tight. I would see playing at least one House just so you can keep a monster on board for Shio's effect, but yeah, I can see why. Because also, Shio and House are both light, which works for Bestials.
Spoiler, dragons have very good extra deck.
Yeah, it's true. Hell, Bestial is making quote-unquote Dragon Link relevant again. It's different, but it's still Link Dragons.
I'm so glad they never unbanned the stupid fucking dragons. Because that would have made Bestial a whole headache and a half. The 2 Chaos Dragons.
Yeah, no, they kept those in their place. So there's a lot of interesting things going on. We'll see. While lots of legacy support is going on for decks, there's still, like...
Oh, they do play one House. Okay.
Not crazy things going on. And honestly, like, our current ban list is not doing anything to change that up. Like, they let some funny stuff out, but they're not hitting a lot of the key. I mean, they killed the Frog Engine in Sprite, but that didn't actually help. Then they didn't do Mist
Sprite didn't do anything anymore.
Well, it's partially because they killed the Frog Engine. That really does actually affect, like, what kind of boards you can make. I think the best way to play Sprite is to play Tier Sprite now, which is silly.
There's an argument to be made, or at least the one I like more. Live Turn Sprite is still a very good deck.
Oh, I mean, I would be down for that. I love Live Twin, and that does synergize very well.
I actually really like that deck. And I know, Omega, you think it's a workaround. I still do enjoy Sprite Mystery.
I think Sprite Mr. Rune is okay. It's just the other stuff that goes in.
Mine Mr. Rune is
Konami. We need to ban mine.
Please.
And if you don't know why we want to ban mine, I have a literal video clip on the internet of one Doug Zeef getting absolutely schnackered on a featured match by his opponent playing Mystic Mind, and you just literally see the hope and light leave his face. Poor Doug.
Actually, there is a song for this actually, perfectly.
Yes, there's some stuff.
I don't want Mystic Mind to die. I don't want Mystic Mind to, or I don't want my fucking oh Jesus! I just looked at the top 4 for YCS Pasadena.
Yeah.
Oh hey, a Sprite deck made it! A Sprite deck made it!
Look here. It's like, I'm whining, I'm crying, I'm Mystic Mining.
The hilarious thing is that I still think Flunder is the 3rd best deck in the format, which is cheap as hell as well. It's so...
Normal Summon Go!
There's an argument to be made for Flunder or Albaz.
True. Branded shit is cracked, and especially with Bestials.
Or, sorry, branded, rather.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I still love that deck, so I'm happy.
Branded Bestial is a
Hey,
is
someone
a
made it into the YCS with Cyberjar. Can we reban Cyberjar, please?
No, I don't think so. Speaking of old ass cards, by the way, I've had this up for a while, and we haven't been acknowledging it. So,
Karakuri Spider.
Yes, this is Karakuri Spider. This is technically in archetype. It is called Karakuri Gumo in Japanese, and it was released in Star Strike Blast, the set that released the Karakuris in the TCG. In the OCG, this was one of those unreleased piece of shit cards from the early booster packs. It was from Booster Pack 4. There's a lot of old vanillas and bad effect monsters that weren't released.
Still have never been released.
Yes.
And honestly, no one should care.
No. Other than that, I honestly, this would be a much better selling method than Magnificent Mavens or whatever if Konami was just like, we're going to open the archives, never before printed. Look at these old dumb cards, like Toadmaster.
But I think Yeah, I think Toadmaster is literally the only one that has meme potential.
Honestly, if they just made
there's
like
some
if,
other memes hiding in there.
I kind of be funny if I kind of wonder if they. This is the weirdest fucking idea that came to me, but if they made, I guess, DM era sets, but if they made like modern era card design as like a unique format of like basically 23 versions of 2002 Yu-Gi-Oh.
They're already doing that. Like that. Didn't you see the Darkwing Blast? Fucking Terror Queen Salmon is a card.
There's a lot of funny stuff.
Fair, but
I mean, speed duels and stuff exist. I also, there's one thing I forgot that I do have to shout out. I tweeted about this, but I also should let you guys know. Speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, I actually got some stuff from them. I am one of the winners of one of their Twitter contests. I believe it was for the Synchro Xyz Festival. I don't remember.
Oh, wow. Really?
It took them a while to get back to me, but if you go to my Twitter, you can find it. But they sent me a lovely little black box that says Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel on it. And inside, it has some shiny-ass, very cool-looking, I'll crinkle them for you, some card sleeves that are Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel official prize card sleeves. So that was very cool. But also, they sent it FedEx and made me sign for it on a Sunday. So thanks, guys. But yeah, so that was just a thing I wanted to throw out there. I forgot to mention it earlier. But yeah, so Karakuri Spider is technically a Karakuri. It is an Earth machine. So it does exist in Archetype. It does not synergize at all, and you will not play it in there. But it's funny.
It's been used in exactly one Karakuri deck. Because someone was trying something with unexpected die and Xyz overlays.
Okay.
There's literally the only reason.
So Karakuri Spider is a level 2 Earth machine monster. It's got 2 stars. It has 400 attack, 500 defense, and its effect is, if this card attacks a dark monster, destroy the attack target after damage calc. So it's kind of a, crappy ally of justice. Only it came out in, like, what's the original release of this in Japanese? 1999! Remember, the OCG was going for a while.
Right, Japanese. The
yeah.
OCG was way earlier.
So, it's for a 1999 card, okay, fine. That's funny, side deck.
Actually, for 1999, I'm gonna be honest. For a 1999 card, that's actually pretty good.
I mean, yeah,
Not gonna lie.
this beats the I mean, you
What's
have to
the
lose
attack
life points.
number?
400.
Oh, okay.
So it will always lose, but it does allow you to contest, lodge in the meta threat.
It's only dark monsters?
Yes,
or
it says
dark and
only
light?
dark monsters.
Okay. If it was dark and light, that would have legitimately been a meta counter.
No.
Because I believe in the original thing, the 2 best monsters were Mechanical Chaser and Mystical Elf.
Yeah. It does not work on some of that stuff, but still, it's funny. But we don't really need to say anything else about it. Other than that, it has a jank-ass old-school Yu-Gi-Oh! Drawing. Look at that. Look at that boy.
Yeah. Looks old as shit.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. So we didn't talk about it exactly, but the name Karakuri, you may have heard that in reference to puppets. The actual translation is more of like to wind or to trick. Like it's in a sense, it's almost like the name we would use later for wind-ups. So it refers to certain kinds of mechanical dolls, puppets, and artwork. But yeah, so the Karakuri are all supposed to be, woodblock gears and oil and stuff. And I will say, the only thing is, while it's still called Karakuri Gubo, the spider doesn't really look like that much. He looks like a spider, even though this is a machine. The only thing that's machine about him is the fact that he has machete hands.
I'll say this, that does remind me of a lot of early anime, like evil puppets, that for some reason had those same sword hands.
Fair enough. It is kind of a
Or am I
recurring
misremembering
theme.
that? I just remember that in a bunch of old-ass anime.
I mean, definitely
Of, like,
the murder
possessed dolls with, like, giant sword hands.
the murder puppets in Naruto definitely have a lot of blades for no reason, yeah. I would not be surprised if that was a broader,
like in Digimon, like
pop
Puppet
culture.
Mon.
Yeah. Honestly, that's
yeah.
probably is like a broader pop culture thing. Sorry, I've just been sitting here.
There has to be some like old Japanese horror movie. I think that's like the problem is I never got into old Japanese horror movies.
Yeah, you gotta go back. All right. So this
The J horror era I'm more known with is like the 2000s onward.
All right. So let's move on to our first proper Karakuri monster, and I'm gonna
old shit.
I'm gonna break down this name for you. So this is Karakuri Bero, Model 96 Shinkuro. So, the names of Karakuris are kind of interesting. In Japanese, they're usually Karakuri whatever, and then they're what we call their name. They don't have the whatchamacallit, the actual model numbers in the base text, but they are in like the overlay. So for instance, this guy's name in Japanese is just Karakuri Barrel True 96. Shinku, as in Q, and Ro, as in Roku 6. So they're kind of like abbreviations of the numbers. In English, we add the lowercase, by the way, MDL, to be model. So this is Karakuri Barrel Model 96, also called Shinkudo. This does mean that referring to these cards is weird, because most of the time, whatever Karakuri blah 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 there are is unique, but not always. There are 2 Karakuri ninjas. And all the synchro monsters are Karakuri something Shoguns. So it gets a little confusing. And I would say to just call them by their nicknames, except some of their nicknames are real mouthfuls. But this is a barrel.
It is very, very sure a barrel.
It looks like, I'll be real, it makes me think of, this is the weirdest thing, it makes me think of like if there ever was a weird Resident Evil style game of you're a person that wakes up in like a literal Karakuri village, and it's like this is one of the random enemies, just a barrel, and the environment just tries to suicide attack you.
Okay, you've played too many survival horror games. I just thought this was Steampunk Clank from Ratchet & Clank.
Do you know what anime this reminds me of? Genuinely, I don't know if anyone has seen this because I don't know if it was popular or not. Reminds me of Seven. Like the weird Seven Samurai anime where everyone was a steampunk robot.
Oh, I know that one. That was my childhood. I kind of get it. Like there's like, I more remember like the benches being dudes and like
fuckers. Sorry, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel Guide is like working on figuring out files from the new update. So they've announced a new master pack. It's called Battle Trajectory. It doesn't have the remaining shit from Battle of Chaos yet. But it's gonna have Scare Claws, the new Perform How Odd Eyes, and Valiance. Which means they are cannibalizing shit that is in the set that Labyrinth is in, but they're not giving me a goddamn Labyrinth. You afraid of something?
I get to play Valiance. I'm okay with this.
Yeah, you'll have fun. And I bet Valiance will be a lot more fun to play in Master Duel, but we'll see. I mean, there might be some other shit, but like, damn.
I get Perform Power Odd Eyes stuff.
Look, I'm excited for literally every archetype in that pack. Like, I like Mr. Rune, Labyrinth, and Valiant.
Yeah. No, honestly, all of those will be cool. It's so... Master Duel's release schedule is weird, like I said. They still haven't packed in some of the generic cards from, whatchamacallit, from Battle of Chaos yet, right? Like, I had to dig up, like, Twitter images for a couple of S-Force monsters last week, Dallas, when you were gone, because they've been out for, like, a year in the TCG, but are still not in Master Duel yet, because they were in Battle of Chaos. Ah, okay, so this set will also, this will release Beyond the Pendulum.
Oh, wow, Pendulum will actually be relevant again.
Yeah. Makes sense. It makes sense for them to actually kit bash in Valiance then, because they are a Pendulum deck.
Let me rephrase that. Pendulum will be relevant for a short while until the release of Sprite and Tier breaks the backs of the meta.
Yeah, we'll see how Master Duel handles that. They might start with some of those pre-limited or semi-limited like they did to Adventure. That didn't really stop people from playing the decks, but it did make them a little less consistent.
But you can hurt, the thing is they know how to hurt Sprite and Tier.
True.
Is
Toad legal in Master Duel?
Yes, it's a 3.
That's not going to be a 3. Not for very long.
Or no, actually it is at 1, actually.
Okay, they might put it back to 0. But alright, we'll speculate about that later. Anything else you want to say about Barrely Boy?
No, he was completely irrelevant in the
He looks like the kind of thing that can just be like, it's a barrel and then just be like a surprise toy. Like, pop
I've only seen him like, I think I've only seen him
that
running,
is
like,
the,
necessary tuner.
That is the definitely the vibe with the Karakuri
I'm thinking
monsters. Yes, no. Also, this is a tuner you play just because you have to have a tuner. You don't really need to. So Shinkuro is a level 4 Earth tuner. 400. This card must attack if able. When this face-up attack position card is detected in the attack target, change its defense position. Once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. So it's just a tuner that protects itself a little bit if you need it. It's not really relevant because it doesn't do anything to advance your game state. There are a lot of really good Karakuri tuners later, but this was in the first batch of release. Like I said, this is why it's at the top of the list.
The fun thing of Karakuri is, which is they must attack.
Yes, they must attack, and if they are targeted for an attack, they switch. So let's move on.
I'll be right back. I gotta go do some things.
Yeah.
I got a job today.
Okay. So now we're actually going to go on to one that actually was relevant. So one of the ones that actually did matter for early Karakuri decks.
Let's go.
So this is down the right window to click. There you go. I'm on paint. So this is
Oh my God.
Karakuri Bushi model 6318 Muzan Ichiha.
Sorry, Omega, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I just realized something about Beryl.
What?
Like the way he looks and probably the way he like morphs out from being a Beryl.
Man.
Makes me think of fucking Bakugan.
Oh my god.
But yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
I actually close up. I appreciate that you can see like, was it the synthetic looking gears?
Yeah, you can see a lot of complex gears, so he can move all his limbs. His katana is even gear shaped.
Look at his chicken feet.
Yeah, he's got chicken feet. Also, I assume this must be like a wooden katana because otherwise it looks like it's inflatable. Like that doesn't look like a sharp edge.
I assume it's a katana with the guard on.
It could be sheathed, I guess. He's not wearing a sheath. It's patterned like it's a naked blade, because it's like two-tone, but it definitely like has a wood finish.
Definitely wood. It's definitely wood.
Actually, no, yeah, he has a sheath back here.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh no, he is wearing a sheath.
Yeah, it's back there. Okay. Yeah, so he's got a wooden sword.
Sorry, it's a robot, so I can't. It's hard to tell.
Yeah,
I
like this art. I like this art a lot.
Yeah, I like it too. Considering how strong, like, you think a mechanical ninja or samurai would be.
Yeah.
It might be wooden actually. It's just that he's strong enough that he'll just beat you in regardless.
This is called Karakuri Warrior. Yeah. So, but he's got a lot of classic stuff. Like obviously you get to see, his joints and his limbs and how mechanical they are. But he's still wearing, like a howdy coat, and he has the basket helmet on. Everybody loves the basket hat.
Yeah, basket hat.
Like,
and I don't know the name of it, but he's got the thing coming from his waist.
Yes.
Spirals.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shide, the sacred cloth.
Yeah. I'll say this. People who've watched this stream before may know that I have very black or white or very hot or cold opinions on art. This is definitely going to be one of the hot weeks for this week. I really love this archetype art.
This one's pretty good, and as usual, it's got a lot of the other hallmarks we like. Like, it's not a detailed, well, actually, it is a detailed background, but it's an esoteric background. It looks like he's jumping through the Stargate, but that's still good. Like, it's got a lot of extra color in there, and it doesn't really distract. It's, very surreal.
He's also got like a glow to him.
Yeah, he's got a slight aura effect.
This is the menacing samurai warrior.
Yeah, you can sense his killing intent. Which, yes, he does have killing intent. So,
Come back.
Karakuri Bushi. Oh, well, you're back. So, anything you want to say about his art before I talk about his effect?
Backgrounds, whatever, but I never noticed like all of him being mostly metal, like all the gear bits until like right now. But I remember the hat, and it's a very weird bodkin. It's like a wooden bodkin, but it has metal inside its core.
Like people overuse this term massively. No, Karakuri actually are steampunk.
Yeah,
like this is a steampunk archetype.
Yeah.
They're
oil-based like gear.
You could totally picture this guy sitting down as his wires going to a water mill.
There's definitely
hear the clockwork shifting noises.
Yeah, there's a lot of clockwork stuff and things, and they have several things about like oil, gold, etc. But yeah,
What
so
about
what
the oil
Bushi
too?
here does is he is a level 4 Earth Machine. He has 1800 attack, 600 defense. This card must attack if able. When selected as an attack target, change its defense position. If another Karakuri monster on the field is destroyed, not on your field, by the way, this card gains 400 attack. So Bushi is basically the opposite of what we saw with Barrel Boy, where his defense switching attack is not a protection. That's basically a death sentence with 600 attack. But he still gets to go aggro a lot and can gain attack modulation. So this one helps with your strategy, and that is a pretty key part of Karakuri, is they are a deck that ultimately ends up swarming and making a lot of guys to go for big OTK pushes. They are not really... They have some control elements, but their big way they win is usually by making a bunch of guys, making them big and swinging.
I think it's a testament to the archetype that this guy is not powerful enough to ever be used. Like, he's under the power bar, which says a lot.
Yeah.
Positively.
Obviously, out of the first wave of support, he was pretty good because we're still in, Star Strike Blast. I'm pretty sure I played him when we... Because in case you guys don't remember our progression series, and we should probably take a look at when we can schedule stuff for some kind of Yu-Gi-Oh! Something sometime, but obviously we're still pretty busy.
I'm probably going to be moving to Colorado in like a few weeks.
Your out-of-state jobs. Well, we'll see what's up. So yeah, like... it's other than Fail Portrayal being pretty regularly, it's been a while since we had a recurring Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. But if you remember our progression tournament series, Karakuris were tested by several people, including myself, and did actually, I believe, win at least 1 week.
Yeah.
I think I completely whiffed on Karakuris.
That happens sometimes, but there were a couple people who had some of the guts and tried to make them work.
Yeah, I was one of those people who's like, man, I remember Karakuris. I think I want to build those. And then I heard everyone else was like, I want to do Karakuris. I was like, nope.
Well, they were a good Earth Machine archetype in the Synchro era. But yeah, so out of the initial support, you would still use Bushi, but Dallas is correct that he kind of falls off.
Well, he is in a position that many cards have found themselves in, being the 4th best level 4 non-tuner that Karakuri has.
Yeah. And that, with your, because you're a synchro deck, you do need to watch your levels, so that does, which to me says good things about Karakuri as a whole, yes. But unfortunate things for Nisamu. No, that's not Nisamu.
Oh no, this is I'm not gonna try it. Bushi.
It's bad. It's I don't. It's because he's got a 4-digit. He's got 4 digits in his name, so it's.
Muzanishiha. That's it. Muzanishiha.
Yeah. Which is just literally just like him being like 6,318. I guess we go through a lot of warriors. Anyway, now this next one though, this is a very important boy. He's come to sell you something. This is specifically Karakuri Merchant Model 177 Ina Shichi.
Shichi.
So yes,
this is the type of guy who you can totally see is like, yes, he's got his wares on his back. Now, you can totally picture those opening up as just fucking missile tubes.
They are actually. That's on a card art.
Oh, fuck.
I'm pretty sure that's the card art of One Array Karakuri. He opens up the fucking boxes and it's a rocket launcher. It's a fucking gotcha in there.
I think it's also actually like, it's also bullet. I think that's why I said he's got a gat.
I think they're supposed to be fireworks, but regardless, it's
the card art sure looks like missiles. Yeah.
Also, I just noticed he's got a fucking abacus. Let's go.
Well, he's a merchant. He's got to coordinate. Yeah. Once again, great work here. So you can actually see his face. And he's got one of those like classic, like video game ass robot designs. Like he's got the double eyes vertically. He's got the little cone hat. He's carrying his boxes. He's got an abacus. He's got his ledger sheet. Like
he's designed to be friendly, if that makes sense.
Yes. I like the kind of like background effect of I think it's supposed to be like blurry like lines of characters, but it also looks like it's just raining gold coins. I definitely feel like, and stop me if you guys don't feel this vibe. I feel like with a lot of these Karakuris, especially if we get into some of their spell traps, though, quite a few of them don't have very interesting art. They feel very much like they would be right at home in like a PS1 or PS2 era like video game aesthetic. Like,
Yeah.
we
Oh,
need
yeah.
we need to make a hack and slash game, but we need to be cute. What do we
Or-
do? Everybody's Clockwork Robots.
Or a very early 2000s anime.
Yeah.
Like,
Which
it's not quite dumb enough to be 90s, but
yeah, which is really
You-
interesting
you-
considering these guys came out in 2011, but still.
You'd get home from school, pop on to Nami, and this would be on.
yeah.
Karakuri.
I mean, like, I'll be real. It kind of makes me think of Gintama.
Don't
but
let
that's
your
kinda weird, but-
gears be dreams. That didn't rhyme like I wanted it to.
I mean, that is basically the early 2000s aesthetic.
But that was Muppet Babies.
No, it was said, don't let your
Um,
gears be dreams. Dream Gear? I don't know.
I'll say this.
I'm not a composer yet.
Inishishi is a very unfortunate card, because on paper, it looks like this card would be great.
Yeah. He is a weird one.
Because he's a tutor.
Well, yeah, he is your Rhoda on a stick. The main problem is knowing when you can summon Inishichi. So Inishichi is a level 2 effect machine monster. The 2 is also kind of problematic because while there are level 4 synchros, they are not Karakuri specifically, so it's awkward for synchro plays if you do actually get a tuner out. But this card must attack if able. It has 500 attack, 1500 defense. When it's in attack position and targeted, it switches to defense. And then when this card is normal summoned, add a Karakuri from your deck to your hand. So, again, with the first wave of support, this is a decent card, but very troublesome because you have to normal him and can't special him. You
This card
have...
gets way better when a certain card releases.
Yes, it gets better with later support, but it's a little bit of an awkward card to start out.
Well, like, specifically, this card was, like, I think it went from zero playability to, like almost 100% inclusion with a very specific Karakuri release, because, we'll get into her, but
Yeah.
Karakuri has a really nuts card in it.
Karakuri has a couple of nuts cards. They have an in-archetype Pot of Greed, for instance, that isn't that hard to set up. The main thing is just if you want to waste the deck space on it. Because often you don't need the extra draws, per se.
But their main normal summon is, like, they have one of the best normal summons in a deck, in my opinion, for this era.
But so, let us grab our next man. Oh, there's some extra detail I didn't even notice before without this guy being blown up, but okay. This is Karakuri Ninja, model 339, Sazank. Yes, that
Sazan?
is actually, or
This
Sazank.
card is...
I
love
think
this
the
art.
first ninja is not good.
There's a part of me that wishes he
No,
was
he's
he was holding a trinocular.
No, he's just
I think
got
that's
one.
part of his eye.
Yeah, it might just be his eye pops out. I'm not sure. The perspective is a little weird. This is a good card art though. Like he's got the little
I love this
dagger.
art.
I like his position and all his extra detail.
Continuing the chicken feet theme. Let's go.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good. There's not a lot to say about it because a lot of it is covered by his like ninja robe thing, but like what we got there is good.
He's
Sorry,
doing
I
the
need to
ninja
say
battle
one
pose.
thing.
Yes.
With the casual, I don't care. Those are fighting words. I will totally fight you, Karakuri, to super heavies because I don't care. I'll lose. I'll lose at you.
I mean, I will be on Celtic Casuals team because Super Heavies are my also favorite Red Michigan.
I hate super heavies.
I think Super Heavies
You
are
just
just the
got
pendulum.
traumatized by them.
I think
Yes.
Super Heavies are just the pendulum version of this aesthetic.
Kinda.
No, they have a different aesthetic. They are much more full-on machine.
They are definitely much
yeah.
more anime-y, and more like a recurring mecha. One thing I do want to say here is that I think is weird because I've peeped this guy's stat line. I don't know why he has a big red DBZ aura.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's a... Yeah.
So Sunzunk is
So-
a level 3 Earth machine. It has 1200. Must attack if able. If this face-up card is selected for an attack, it's change its defense position. When this card is flipped face up, select a face-up monster on the field, send it to graveyard. During the turn this card is flipped up, it can attack your opponent directly. So hypothetically, a better flip effect when this card is flipped face up, because I believe that includes during battle. Let me double check if it says.
Yeah, it does.
Like, it does send a face-up monster. That's pretty good. But the problem is that doesn't do anything with Karakuri's game plan.
No, it's a man-eater bug, and
Yeah.
it's not a very, like...
And arguably, it's a man-eater bug you don't need because this is 2011. So you... I know there are monsters with protection, but the odds that you're gonna need... Like, maybe Sanzank is a side deck target if your opponent is running something that is like a pseudo-towers, like is a unoutable boss boy.
I just figured out where their aesthetic is reminding me of.
What's up?
Tell me I'm wrong about this. The Karakuris are just a Ghibli movie.
No, yeah, you're right. That's very much...
I can kind of see it, yeah.
Like Castle in the Sky type.
Yeah.
More than anything.
Like, definitely some of those, like, flexible, like, limbs
Like, if these
and
guys
the eyes as well.
If these guys came out in Princess Mononoke, I wouldn't have batted an eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, their kind of asymmetric faces are a little bit like the Kodamas as well. But
It's shooty for it, though.
Sanzank is not, on paper, his effects are not bad. The problem is that he just doesn't do enough in your archetype.
Also, I will say this. By the standards of Karakuri level 3s, he is awful.
True.
Sadly.
Because Karakuris have two...
Yeah,
level 3s
Karakuris,
that are
this will be a recurring
amazing.
thing when we talk about their first wave of support especially. Which we're almost through. We got a few more.
I think one of the first wave is still one of the baller.
They're good, but they definitely have a thing where, like, they were outpaced by later support. Because Karakuri got basically 3 waves of support back to back. They got, a bunch of cards in Star Strike Blast, but then they got even more in Strike of Ragnarok, and then especially a couple more in Extreme Victory. That's where the really spicy card that Dallas has been alluding to came out of. And then they didn't get any support until 2020. So
one of their best 3-stars still did come out in Star Trek, if I'm remembering correctly. It could be not, because...
you might be.
Honestly,
we'll see. We got a couple more. But this is our next one.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, it is. One of their best 3-stars.
Okay. And this is not that one because this is a 4-star. But we're gonna bring up.
4-stars, though,
yes. This is Karakuri Soldier Model 236 Nisamu.
Yeah, Nisamu's good.
Yeah.
Also, his art is great.
Yes, this is another pretty good one. I like how this one is kind of subtly different from some of the other guys. Like, obviously, he's still got the chicken feet.
I love the face on this guy.
Yes, his head is a little bit of a different design because he doesn't have, like, a helmet on. I like the way the eyes are offset, and he has one angry eye. It's pretty good. But yeah, just in general, this one's very well designed. Just more of the effects, more of our esoteric backgrounds. And I like that his spear is just a sharpened bamboo rod, like just... We cut some bamboo down, we sharpened it. We got some spears.
I mean, bamboo is actually surprisingly really sharp if you cut it well, so it's like... it still punctures someone pretty well.
Oh, well, somebody will... the internet will be happy. We are getting leaks. I'm just checking Twitter every 5 seconds, and I see Master Duel Guide updating. Ghost Trick Accessories and Field.
Hey, I'll buy it.
Yeah, so looks like there's going to be Alucard sleeves and icon.
Okay, Konami, I don't ask for much.
Ooh.
Cute boss mate, please.
Not so far, but we'll see later. There's no new mates announced so far in this list. But there will be a Ghost Trick Field.
Or Jack-o'-lantern mate.
A Ghost Trick... isn't Ghost Trick Jack-o'-lantern already a mate? I think he is.
Is he?
I'm pretty sure I've seen him. I think that's Ghost Trick Jack-o'-lantern.
I don't remember.
I feel like I saw MBT with that motherfucker recently.
That might have been one that I was out for.
Possibly. We'll see. They definitely have a Ghost Trick Mansion Field. They do also have Valiant sleeves, funnily enough. And
That's
also,
funny.
I think that's Risa Starfrost as a icon. Nobody likes him. Nobody cares. But there's a
Yeah, I think
cool
he's
character frame that is Magic Cylinders.
No, there is no Ghost Trick Jack-o'-lantern mate.
Then what is the one that looks like a jack-o'-lantern? Who is that guy?
It might be the
Speaking of
Halloween pendulum thing, like... Oh.
Is it Hollow Hollow?
looking at the mates,
Well, I mean,
there
make sure...
doesn't appear to be anyone that looks like a Jack-o'-lantern.
Was it just like, did we do a funny video edit? That should be illegal.
Oh no! Oh, what?
Oh, though,
Hold
by the
on.
way, Shinkiro is a mate, by the way. We didn't mention that earlier, but... Trisha, Charge, Green Pot, Green. Yeah, this list is definitely not up to date.
Oh, this
Yeah,
guy
no,
holding
that's what I'm
bamboo
looking at.
spear. And it's super barrely.
Fuck it. I can't. Maybe there is, because I saw a picture of one, or maybe it's data mine.
No, yeah, I see the picture. I think he should be out. Because I've seen it in, like I said, like a whatchamacallit, like a master roulette or whatever. But I don't remember when that was or how you got him. Anyway.
I don't know if that is Ghost Trick, though. That might be a different one.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I felt like it was Jack, but yeah. Anyway. Nisamu.
No, it would be, it wouldn't be Jack. It would be, Phantom. Because Jack is just a pumpkin.
Well, I mean, that guy is a pumpkin. One I saw anyway. Anyway, we're not. We can't
Jack,
solve this with internet.
Wait. Oh my god. Just to clarify, the Jack I was talking about is not the pumpkin one. The one I'm talking about is the Jack Frost.
Okay. You said Jack-o'-lantern, but
I
yeah.
want that as a name.
Yeah.
Did I?
I'm pretty sure you did.
It'll just be like SMT. Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway,
Regardless.
yes. There's
Nisamu.
fun stuff with Master Duel. Anyway, Nisamu. I
Very
think
good card.
we exhausted what he looks like. So
Oh,
Nisamu is
I was just gonna say, moo. He gives a very big moo energy
That is
with the
true.
way his mouth
he
looks.
does have a little bit of a sad frown. Nisamu is a level 4 Earth Machine, 1400 attack, 200 defense, must attack if able. When this card is, targeted, you change it to defense position. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Karakuri monster from your deck in attack position.
Yup. Just tutor for any monster in the archetype.
He summons from deck. And all of the main... actually, no, there is like one level 5, I think.
No, there's one level 5.
Yeah. But for the most
There
part...
might be 2, but there's one worth playing.
For the most part, your main deck is all level 4s anyway. Because, again, you're a Synchro archetype. You want numbers. So you got a lot of different stuff you can do. And basically, Nisamu kind of eats the normal punishments because it's like, oh, he has to attack. Oh, if he gets targeted, he goes to defense and is destroyed. Well, guess what? If your opponent does that, he floats. So it may force them even
We
to
all
use
float down
things they
here.
don't need to. And this guy was a common in Star Strike Blast, so very easy to have access to him.
No, Nisamu is very good. He is a very good card.
In general, summon from deck. Good.
Yeah. That's basically the best way to put it, is he's good.
All right, and now we're going to talk about their first level 3 tuner, which is one of their really good
Yes.
monsters.
Yeah, this is another one of the, like I said, the 2 level 3 tuners are the best Karakuri monsters, and this is the first one.
This is Karakuri Strategist Model 248, Nishipachi.
Nishipachi. I love this card.
Yeah, this is
This is
some
my
good,
favorite art in Karakuri.
this is some good card art because there's a lot of extra little detail. He has a little
Mhm.
mustache, a little beard. He's got lots of extra eyes. He's got a very full costume. Also, is that?
Different lenses.
No, it's Dallas has a fan or something that's a little extra
Oh,
loud.
sorry.
I was just
It's
figuring
got
it
like
was a little
the
loud.
like. Looks like less hand drawn and more like, I guess, paint drawn, like painted map.
And, well, yeah,
Well, that's how maps used to be.
it's a Japanese map. Yeah.
Or 'cause it's just-
There's definitely, in general, there's, I think, a very good, vibe to the shading of this. This definitely does have almost like a paint kind of vibe in general. There's a lot of emphasis on, shadows and light. I feel like I can tell that there's a candle just off screen he's, pointing at this map by, the way his highlights and shading are.
No, he's this is my favorite. This tied with the other level 3 tuner are my favorite arts in this archetype.
So this is a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. They might have referenced the pose from, the Six Sam Blacksmith. I mean, he's not a blacksmith because he's holding a iron fan, but still.
Yeah, he's the strategist.
He's holding a triple
I'm
tactical
pretty
talent
sure
in his
what they
hand.
were going for.
He's holding a fan of war.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else to say
Like-
about him?
It's very interesting what they did with the tuners of this archetype because they're both very clearly non-combatants.
Yeah, I mean even Shinkuro as well. The barrel, he's a barrel because he's also their level 2 tuner or one of them. I don't remember if we've got another. As obviously the
there's a
Synchro
level
archetype, you
1
have a few
tuner.
tuners to pick from. So
Okay.
Nishipachi,
Yeah, there's a level 1
since
tuner.
Loth is still muted and eating crackers.
What?
Chipachi.
Just calling him out. He is a level 3 Earth Machine Tuner, 500 attack, 1600 defense, so he does do the defensey thing. Must attack if able. Face attack position is selected as an attack target, change to defense position. When this card is normal or special summon, select a monster on the field, change its battle position.
Yeah,
So,
that effect is very good.
Yeah, and when we get into their first Synchro monster in a second, that was a very key play back in the day because you can special off the Synchro and then immediately shift somebody's battle position. And I think the Synchro also lets you do that, so you basically get 2 shifts.
Well, no, the Synchro does an effect when you... it depends on the Synchro, but there's also a bunch of Synchros with effects when you
Yes.
shift their battle position.
And
so.
good.
Sorry, with this guy, you said select a monster. Is that technically targeting?
Yes, select is a targeting.
Okay. Damn, I
It
thought
is
I thought
targeting.
He doesn't be
had a-
targeting protection, but also like worst comes to worst, you normal summon strategist himself, and you can switch him to
He's still very good.
defense. Yeah,
But
but
he's not that good.
it's the main thing is when it's normaled or specialed, which means, for instance, we just talked about Nisamu. Nisamu, when destroyed in a battle, summons from deck. You can special this guy, and then immediately like switch. So that means you get to eat multiple attacks. So you've got defensive plays, you've got offensive plays, because generally, as seen even with a lot of the Karakuris themselves, a lot of big bunkus monsters don't like to go in defense position.
Yup.
So
Nichipachi is very good card.
yes, but all right.
Like, I don't think he's the best Karakuri because their other level 3 tuners insane.
Yes, I like.
But he's pretty good.
It's pretty cracked what they've been able to print for later, but
He's only not the best because to spoil the name, because I mean, if you know the card,
yeah,
you know it
you
already.
you guys know Ninishi.
Ninishi's a dumb card.
Yeah, Ninishi's pretty
Ninishi's a
crazy.
very
I don't think I
dumb
was able to
card.
make Karakuri work until Ninishi came out. But we do have their first bossy boy. This is their very first synchro. This is Karakuri Shogun Model 00 Bure. And if you're curious, that is meant to be Karakuri Shogun. The Bure is meant to be nil 0, so it is 0-0, but it's not like
Oh, Oh, holy shit! Sorry, I got distracted. I turned on Duel Links for the first time in years, and one of my favorite archetypes just got added.
oh,
Building battle wasps.
oh, the Ghost Trick stuff is a Ghost Trick solo mode. Sick.
Ooh, that makes sense.
Oh, and they're gonna add. Looks like they're probably gonna add the. They're finally gonna make the white baking mate unlockable.
Is it really bad that I really desperately want to see MBT stream the Ghost Trick solo mode?
Oh no!
Just for
I
the
mean, I
banter.
watched him play Dream Mirror, if only so I could have him commiserate on how dogshit Dream Mirror is. I'm gonna make. He's gonna play it. People are gonna watch it, and we're all gonna have fun.
I wish he made a clip of that because I kind of said that he skipped through most of the Vendred one because that was actually a good one.
I mean, he was just speed
Well,
reading.
because Vendred's a cohesive deck, unlike Dream Mirror.
I mean, he just didn't read it out
No,
loud.
Dream
He
Mirror.
was clearly reading it. It's not like it's there. But also, hey, watching streamers should not necessarily replace your enjoyment of a video game. You know, don't be reliant on streamers to pause long enough for you to read something you can read for yourself.
Oh
Actually,
no!
free on
I
all
just
consoles
want.
now.
I just want to watch. I just want to watch him do the Ghost Trick story solo mode because of his history with the Ghost Trick.
Yes, and just in general, I don't know. I guess it's because like Ghost Tricks aren't good in the meta sense, but like every motherfucker is in on those jokes now. Like I've seen dual logs do the same thing, and you know, obviously everybody associated with MBT can make the jokes about Ghost Trick engine and shot and whatever. I think Doug has done a couple of cracks as well. But yeah, anyway, we're here to talk about Shogun Bure.
Look, after watching his Master Duel series, I don't think Doug gets to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh anymore.
Yeah,
Doug might be
he's
the
like
most unfortunate person to
11-1
watch
against
stream.
MBT.
Oh, he finally won?
Yes, he did win one.
He only
MBT
won because-
finally got a dog shit enough pack and bad enough polls.
He couldn't get after the good Maturias.
But the problem is, it was never because of the wheel for the most part. Doug is just the misplay god.
Yeah, Doug is the kind of person who assumes he knows what a card does and plays it and then doesn't. I just think he plays games fundamentally. I rewatched his first version of because he has several of these, but I rewatched his original no reading challenge, and he had some of the dumbest philosophy when it came to picking cards, because he put Portrayal Misdirector in his deck and was like, it's a 5-star monster with 0 attack and it's got 3 effects. It must do something in the battle phase. And I'm like, you stupid idiot moron!
No.
It's an archetype card. No, you're not gonna get it to work. And
More
honestly,
than
I
that,
think
it's not just an archetype card. Here's where his main philosophy went. It's the main character of an anime's archetype card. Obviously, it does something hyper-specific one time.
yeah, no, and like I think he learned, because I've watched some of his later ones, and it's a lot more just big asshole level 4s I know I can summon with occasional like good stuff cards I recognize, which is a much more interesting format, at least to play. To watch, maybe a little less interesting, but I feel like it's more frustrating when they're like, I have this card in here, I don't know what it does, I bet it's something good. No, there are 10,000 cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Most of them are shit.
I actually do give Doug some praise, because I've never seen a tournament level card game player who's that comfortable looking that bad on YouTube.
I feel like I feel like
shit.
Doug is just kind of like, I don't care. I can look like a goobus. Because obviously I think he can play Yu-Gi-Oh well. He was a featured match at Pasadena.
Okay, he's a tournament, like, that's what I said. He's a tournament level player.
Yeah.
It's just, boy, on some of those matches.
I'll be real. I have seen some card game streamers, and there is a thing of they are stupid unless they're playing the deck they've practiced a lot. Like, they're fucking idiots, and like they're lovable idiots, but they're goddamn idiots if there's not the one deck they've practiced for a long time.
But still, like there's still something to be said for like flexibility. Like, I know MBT had a hard time picking whatever deck he took to Pasadena. He still made day 2. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Bure. I'll admit there's not a lot extra to add about him. He is just the biggest boy so far. Like, he's got a folding chair. That's cute. The design of his war fan is also pretty neat, you know, with the extra gears and the gear symbol. But otherwise, he is kind of just a big burly samurai boy. He's got a mustache. That's pretty cool. I feel like with the 4 eyes, that makes him look kind of like he has a spider face, which is kind of funny considering Karakuri spider, but otherwise not really notable.
Oh no.
What's up?
Oh no. Sorry, I forgot that Duel Links had recently transitioned to Master Duel 4. I have made a mistake.
Oh.
Yes,
oh no.
you have. One thing I appreciate though is that, like, with the little sigil at the top of his helmet, it's a gear. I don't know why, that's just very fitting for me. I'm like,
yeah, it's pretty funny. It's good. There's a lot of little detailing in this.
Under trim coloring. I really do appreciate all that green in there.
Yeah, he's got green trimmings, gold.
I don't think he's my favorite of the boss monsters, because that's the last guy, because I genuinely think the top, the big boss of Karakuri is one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Arts ever made.
Guys, I just kind of noticed, is this like an upgraded version of the Tactician?
No.
Because he's got the same head. But,
no, he doesn't.
No.
I mean, he's got different lenses.
No, he has too few eyes.
He has
also
a completely different configuration of eyes, and he has like a different mustache and head shape.
And again, continuing with Karakuri, I do appreciate that you can see the armor, but you can also just see how very barrel-like it all is.
Well, yeah, it's all shaped wood, you know? It fits around the gears. It's good.
Yeah. The addition of, like, we need to give this robot a mustache.
Yeah. Lots of little details. So, Bure is... and honestly, I kind of understand. I immediately, looking at this level, I understand another reason why you just don't use Barrel. His level is bad for this setup. Because Bure is a level 7 Earth Machine Synchro, 2600 attack, 1900 defense, 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuner machine-type monsters, so he is machine-locked. Not that matters, because machine support is cracked. When this card is synchro summoned, special summon a Karakuri monster from your deck. Once returned, target monster on the field changes battle position. So yes, he gets you a free extender and also a free battle position change once per turn. So if you double it up with your with strategist, you get 2 switches if you need them. And just in general, this is just another one of the ways that like Karakuri is a flood deck. They are a swarm deck because even when you synchro 2 guys away to make this guy, he immediately makes you another guy. And the other synchros are all bigger than him, so you see where this is going. If you desire, you can synchro climb. So not their best synchro by any means, but still a very decent level 7 synchro you can make, and it does extend your plays, like, immediately. All right. Now that we've gotten through our first waves of support, though, I need to go refill my water bottle, because we were here for like an extra 20 minutes yelling about lots of different things. So I will be right back, and I will leave you people at home with the lovely dulcet tones of these guys.
I will also be right back.
Or I'll leave you with the dulcet tones of nobody.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not going anywhere.
Hey, look, cover for us.
I guess I'm nobody. Damn. Oh, now that they're all gone. So chat, I hate all of them. Clearly, I'm going to usurp them all, and when the time comes, I will show them true pain. But until then, I actually hope you all are having a wonderful day. I'm not melting for once, since it's not hot as all hell over here. So yeah, no, it's I literally have nothing to add. I'm sorry. Damn it, Aaron, I wish it cold over here. It's slightly cool. It's not hot yet because we're transitioning to summer. But damn, I wish it was cold again.
Alright. I am back.
Welcome back, man who never mutes.
Sorry. I have been killing myself slowly by doing something very stupid. Getting through this entire FGO event in trying to do it in 3 days.
Yeah. Good luck.
I'm halfway done.
Well, for the casual, I wish it's been cold for the last 2 months. It's kind of been that way, but remember, I'm in Australia. The weather doesn't like me over here.
It's storming and I'm scared.
Okay, we don't normally get
What
that
is
over...
rain?
Okay, you know what's weird? We don't get, despite how everyone talks about like Australia and like it's how it wants to kill you, the weather doesn't want to kill us that much compared to you guys.
No, yeah, I have noticed it. Well, no, the weather never wants to kill us. That's the thing. The fact that it's raining is causing everyone to be like, the sky is crying, what is happening? What is rain?
Like, I guess the most not controversial, the most like weird weather thing we have is that just the odd hailstorm that'll just pop.
I did see fire tornadoes once, but I think that was a one-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Australia is fairly similar to California as far as weather goes, with a little more variation. It's just your wildlife wants to murder you.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, California does have one wildlife like that. Bears. The most actually terrifying animal in the world, in my opinion.
Hey, Lof, you should know something. When away, I can still hear everything you say.
Okay, good.
If I had to fight one... Yeah?
2 things. 1, the FGO event is back heavy, so good luck.
But
most
came
of the
back
on the back end. Also,
I'm
rain is good for the environment.
Look, I've noticed this. I'm probably not going to finish the FGO event, but I'm going to try.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can do a
It's not easy to grind materials until like the very end, which is the annoying part.
Well, you have 1 day.
Fortunately, I rolled for fuck on
No,
the
I meant
servant,
the materials
so I
to
have
do
plenty of...
You rolled for fuck.
No, not those materials. I meant the other materials.
Well, I also have every event servant, so...
Alright, good luck.
I mean, I need to just do enough grinding to get the challenge quest, and that's it for me.
Look, I'm just trying to get the story so I can read it in my backlog. I know this is my own fault, but it's been very busy
I mean,
at
it is
school,
your own
so
fault,
there's
but
nothing I
also
can do.
this event I feel is designed to cockblock you from speedrunning. I'm still not done, by the way. I'm still like grinding out, finding the last couple bosses in the Abyss map because I hate how parts of this event are designed.
I agree. Like,
there is no reasonable reason to make you spend so many materials that you have to farm in the event that you can't like get extras
Look,
of.
Worst comes to worst, I will watch which is probably going to happen. I'll watch the story on YouTube. I had a lot of midterms. There was nothing I could do.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
I mean, it's a shame to lose the Grail because
still
there's no
got my
rerun
end.
for this. But I mean, Dallas. Hey, I mean, if you you should probably watch it anyway. But if you want to, it will be a main interlude later.
Yeah, no, I want to watch it, but I still got my NP2 Van Gogh, and I'm happy with that.
Nice. High five. I did that too.
To be fair, she was one of my big saves for this year, so.
No, that's good for you.
Spoiler,
I feel that
spoilers.
like that will make it easier. This is one of those
Here's the
events that's
person
very
who does.
slated to. Did you get the bonus servants?
This is the person that also. This is the person that does. But this is also maybe why I also never did well on most of my exams. But in between studying, I just usually did events.
What is
When I wasn't doing schoolwork, I was doing the event.
I mean, for the over the weekend, basically every time I have not been on stream, I have just been devouring episodes of Stargate SG-1 and fucking farming, and it's still I'm not done because
I've been watching wrestling, but the thing about it is, actually, you have to remember this. We're in very different tracks. I do not get tests. I have not taken an exam in the last 3 years.
Fair, it is papers, which is very different. Whole different
Papers.
beast.
yes,
the
very different
papers.
focus.
I understand now. Never mind.
I have a
apologize.
16-page research paper due in December.
I now understand why you'd be busy doing that because it's just you have to be.
You have to
looking
do
at
it.
shit all the fucking time.
Oh man, it's
You have to be,
Karakuri Benkei.
Kind of. So, we're back in. This is Karakuri Muso, model
I like that he's actually
818
menacing.
Hyper. AKA,
Looks like
this
he'll actually
is
murder you.
Karakuri Unrivaled 818.
It does look like he'll murder you.
Unfortunately, as intimidating as this guy looks, I think he's kind of shit, if I remember correctly.
He's pretty mid.
He's middling.
But art-wise, again, they've done a really good thing here. Like there's a lot of really good lighting with these guys. Like again, it's not explicit, but I get the vibe that like there's a moon like backlighting him. You know.
From a design standpoint, I think this is my least favorite of the Karakuris.
Interesting.
But from a posing standpoint, I think it's great. Like from a purely the robot design is what I'm saying. I think he's
yeah, he's got one menacing eye. He's a robot monk. The Benkei is appropriate. I do appreciate the touches though. Like again, the one single red eye is good. Max brought that up. It's very menacing. The contrast with the kind of soft green yellow moonlight behind him. He's rocking a Jumanji Yari, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
Yes, I do know the name of the Trident Spear.
I do appreciate a good Yari.
Yeah. Very classic.
Yada yada. Sorry.
Different Val. But so, Hypa here is a level 4 Earth machine. He's 2100 attack, 1100 defense. Must attack if able, switches. If this card attacks, it becomes defense station at the end of the battle phase. So, he is a big boy for big pushes. His main thing is that he has a Goblin Attack Force effect.
Yes.
And unlike Goblin Attack Force, you can't summon him as an offensive wall, so he's not very good. I could still see you playing like 1 or 2 depending on your ratios at the time, and obviously in limited formats, just as like a big asshole to push for victory. Because remember, Karakuris have a lot of attack manipulation as well. In addition to limiter removal existing, they also have several of their own cards like that. So he can be good for just that better base attack stat, but he will very rapidly go away. So he's not their best 4. It definitely is a card art that fits what they're going for, though, which I appreciate. All right. Our next one, then. And these, by the way, we've moved on to Storm of Ragnarok, which was the second wave of support. So there's a few more of these boys. And so our next one is... Karakuri Ninja Model 919 Kuik.
Yep.
This is their one of their main 4 stars, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep. You see,
This
one
one is much better than the other ninja, which is why it's confusing. They're both ninja. Also, once again, by the way, a common, very easy to come by.
Is it just me, or does it look like she's got the cord you pull on for a lawnmower coming out of the shins.
No, a lot of them have those little tassels. I think those are actually supposed to be like pull starts or like cords, like offering tension on their joints or something. I don't know.
I thought it was. I thought they were like the traditional like tassel casings from like old Japanese woodwork.
Yeah, they could also just be the tassels,
what I
though some of them
also
are in very interesting places. Like, for instance, on Queek, they're in the arms and stuff. I also, I want to point out, Loth started this off by saying she. I don't know if that works for robots, but this is definitely more of a feminine ninja silhouette with like a long ponytail. Kind of
meant to be like a kunoichi.
Yes. Wearing kind of like a dresser tunic and very slight, smaller waist than hip. Not nearly pinchable, but like a little bit of a feminine silhouette. So I just wanted to, you instinctively said that. I'm like, no, that seems about right.
While I don't know if it's male or female, it's definitely feminine.
Mm-hmm.
I do appreciate, and we've seen some of this with the other Karakuris, but the arm that you can see right now, just the forearm, just the way that's built with the one mechanical hand, like metallic looking hand.
Yeah.
I do appreciate that look because I've seen that on a few other
Karakuri.
Yeah,
so
when
far.
their arms are exposed, they have that kind of like hydraulic look to them. It's very nice.
Yeah,
Rocking the same ninja weapon, the little dagger with the gear handle as the first ninja, but now we've got a kunai, which also has a gear in it. Lots of themes. Yeah, so
Tonto?
Queek, yes, that is definitely a Tonto because it's shorter. Not a lot of curve, but anyway, Queek is a level 4 Earth Machine, 1700 attack, 1500 defense, so actually a decent stat spread for this category. Again, keeping in mind this is the Synchro era, so like those guys who have like 600 defense, your opponent can probably summon something and attack over it. 1500, they might actually not be able to, depending on their deck.
Yeah.
This is the thing I like to remind people about the actual Synchro era is stats for monsters got weird.
Yeah.
Like what was an acceptable
Yeah.
normal summon really changed when you add tuners to the mix. But must attack if able. If it's selected, it switches its battle position. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, select a level 1 or lower Karakuri monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense position. So yes, this is your recursion. A very solid level 4. Obviously, you need guys in the graveyard, but again, given how they do that, that's not that uncommon. And the funny thing is, this card, I would say, is basically future-proofed because, obviously, you want to use it to maybe set up a tuner so you can synchro in, like, main phase 2 or something. But because it says level 4 or lower, and it itself is level 4, this also perfectly flows into Xyz's plays if you're playing the Gear Gear variant later. You can still access your rank 4 package pretty easily if you can put monsters in graveyard. Golly gee willikers, I wish that was hard for an Earth Machine deck. However will I get these machines in my graveyard? Pitch 2 summon Machina
Oh my god,
Fortress.
let's look at my pile of wins that I used to have.
Foolish
Never
Burial,
mind.
many other things. No, I'm thinking the other thing you do, Axe, is just, discard 2 Machina Fortress. Pitch 2 Fortress. Oh, hey, Karakuri's your setup.
Portrait itself, yeah. Summon Fortress.
So,
from
yeah,
grave.
there's
Do it again.
Or just the Geargia line.
Yeah, Geargia is also very easy to set up some stuff. Geargia, make guy, detach, search guy, make guy again. Lots of efficiency in Earth Machine decks, and Karakuri Ninja goes right into that. A very solid, and I do believe that unless because I don't really know a lot about because I don't think we got if we did get as far as Ignition Assault, I don't remember looking at the Karakuris in it. No, we didn't. That's 2020. Yeah, we didn't get that far yet. And may not ever. I hope someday. But so I'm not really super familiar with the newer ones, but I think that Quick is still one of your better. I mean, obviously it's slow now.
Well,
but-
it's quick and the tutor guy are your main
Yes.
4 stars.
Yeah.
And another one from this pack actually. I don't think Ignition Assault had any 4 stars.
But yes, the next one is that next 4-star is the one we're going to talk about. It's their 4-star tuner. Also another very common card. You may even have seen this because this one got teched into other decks as well. You would sometimes play this as just a tuner.
In Earth Machine Blob.
Yeah. So you may actually have seen Karakuri Watchdog Model 313.
Yeah.
Saizon.
Bork.
It's the good boy.
Yes. This is another case, by the way, where the TCG spiced it up a little. It was just Karakuri Guard in Japanese, so calling it Watchdog is much more flavorful. Yeah, this is, I think, other than even the barrel had like arms and legs, I think this is our first non-humanoid Karakuri. It's pretty good. He doesn't look like he has chicken feet anymore, but he's got little dog paws. I like
That's
that he's
fine.
got fucking direct TV dishes for ears. And there's an extra wire in one of his eyes. That's pretty cool. Also, he's got 2 fucking cannons, man. This dog don't fuck around.
Fire with both barrels.
What a dog doing? Synchro summoning.
It's gonna blow you up.
Also, this is also kind of interesting because this is, I think, the first one we've seen that has an actual real-ass background. That is the Karakuri Castle in the back there.
Yes.
So, just some interesting extra touches. But he's good. He's a good boy. Look at him. So his teeth are very intimidating. Very good for a
What's
card.
that been for one of the Russian Badger videos? Like, what the dog doing? Defending his country.
Yes. What's the dog doing? Defending his country. All right, so Karakuri Watchdog is, again, the level 4 tuner. 600 attack, 1800 defense. The tuners are usually weighted on defense. Must attack if able. When this face-up is selected, change battle position. When you take battle damage from battle involving this card, all face-up Karakuri monsters you control gain 800 attack and defense until the end phase. While this card is in attack position, it cannot be destroyed by battle. So Saizon really learns from the mistakes some of the other defensive guys are. So this one has to attack if able, but it can't be destroyed by battle while it's in attack position, which means that you don't actually take the negative effect of you attacking where you lose it. And if you take battle damage, your monsters get quite noticeably bigger, which is obviously pretty good because, again, you are playing an OTK Swarm deck. You want to get lots of boys on board, make a couple of big synchros, and push for game. And sometimes you don't even need to synchro summon to push for game. So, yeah, Saizon is pretty good. The 4 is a solid level for tuners, especially a tuner that doesn't really have negative effects. Like, yes, technically, must attacking means that you can lose some life points. But compared to shit like Debris Dragon, right, where it's like, you cannot synchro this monster if the other is level 4. Fuck you. You know, like, those kind of 4-star tuners, this one is pretty goo. So, very solid boy. He is a good boy. But it's time to upgrade our boss.
Honestly, this is my least favorite of the boss Karakuris. By pretty large margin, I think.
All right.
If it's the one I'm thinking of. Right? It goes this guy and then the big fucking...
I mean, this
right?
This guy's big, but yes, looking at it, I'm going to guess this is the one you do not like. It's time for Karakuri Steel Shogun Model
Once again,
00X Buredo.
It's
which
grading
is,
on a curve.
Yeah, no, it's fair. Grading on a curve.
This
But I can
isn't
see why this is,
bad,
like you said,
it's-
if you dislike this one, I can see why.
It's very Shredder from TMNT.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
be
what I was going to
honest.
say. Though I did want to bring up, so this is Karakuri Great Shogun, Dai Shogun in Japanese, and Buredo is meant to read 0 Rage, so even his name is kind of goofy. But this is his rage mode. This is when you don't kill the boss fast enough, he transforms, and he's going to beat you up now.
You hit the enrage timer.
And yeah, that's kind of what he looks
Fucking
like.
stood in
Like
the fire too long.
he's got his angry eyes and his angry face in. He
And
looks
his
like he has
angry
2
spikes.
eyes. Yes, and he's covered in spikes everywhere. That's what I was gonna bring up. He has lots of extra spikes for no reason.
It makes me think of like the enraged timer thing, but then like he magnetizes just all the suits of armor in this area arena on him, kind of thing.
Yeah, he does like
I
have a
also
lot of
find
extra
it-
shit.
With the way the perspective is, he's just got massive arms and hands.
Yes, his perspective makes his hands look really huge. I think he's meant to be crane. This is my perspective playing Bloodborne. The enemy is 2 stories tall, and I am currently nibbling at his knees. But yeah,
Well, hey, just cut the arteries. They're good. They're in the legs.
yeah. Except they're not because he's a robot. He's made of metal.
Yeah, robots' arteries.
Bloodborne,
There are
never.
some little details. Like I like the extra like gears in his chest area here, like how they're kind of stacked. That's cool. It is interesting to see him step up to actual steel katanas. But yeah, this is just a lot of like, shit. What do we do? We're gonna make the new boss monster. We'll make him bigger and angrier and spikier.
Biggerer.
Yes.
Biggerer.
This
there are
is
parts of
to-
this- oh,
Oh, go ahead. No, you first.
I was gonna say there are parts of this design that I do like and enjoy. However, I do think it's a bit meh. Honestly.
Yeah,
It's
there are
just it's
details
just
I
boring.
like, but
this
it's
is-
like it's not very
and
creative.
Omega, take a shot.
Yep.
This is very, very
Take a shot.
random one-off Kamen Rider or Senshi villain.
This is a tokusatsu. No, Axe, don't you
Yeah,
me.
this
This
is a
guy's.
tokusatsu.
I'm pretty sure this guy is literally a tokusatsu villain.
I was gonna say not a writer, but he said like Sentai. This is totally a Sentai villain.
I think
I
this
guess
is
more Sentai
literally
than
is a
Kamen Rider.
Sentai villain. I'm pretty sure there was a guy from a season of Power Rangers who looks basically
Or
like
early
this.
Kamen Rider. Like,
Yeah, but it's like
early Heisei.
again, it's just like it's
Shoda.
it's a super shogun.
Showa.
Thank you for that.
Not
one.
Shoda. That's the wrong
It's
word.
Showa, but
Yeah, I know.
it's-
I
He pronounced it wrong on
it's a
purpose.
super shogun.
That's a
It's like what it says on the box, and it's like I like it for what it is, but it's not like fantastical.
Yeah, no. Like
It's
I don't think anybody hates this card art, but it is definitely on the lower end of the Karakuris we've
I
seen
just
because
know
he
what
just
it's going to become, and
has some kind of
It's one of those occasions where it's a 5 out of 10, and that makes it worse.
like this gives me the feeling of, again, talking about the looks, this gives me the feeling of like the extra armor we added to sell a new toy like in the middle of the season type shit. Like it's not really that different,
Pack.
but I mean it is bigger. Now that says monster wise this guy is still good. So this is Buredo. He is a level 8 machine synchro, and they do eventually get a level 1 tuner. So there you go. You can immediately synchro climb. Oh, hey, and it still requires, by the way, 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner machine. Got 2,800 attack, 1,700 defense, so good stat line for 8 stars. When this card is synchro summoned, special summon a Karakuri from your deck. Once per turn, when the battle position of a face-up Karakuri you control is changed and remains face-up, draw a card. So, yeah,
Usually draw 3 out of this.
yes, if you do it correctly, but it's once per turn, the actual draw effect. It's a soft once per turn, though, so if you can make multiples and do multiple shifts, you can draw a lot of cards, helps your consistency, and once again, when he summons, you just summon another Karakuri, which means you can immediately activate that effect by doing some funny shit with
and then immediately
Tactician.
synchro climb usually.
Yes. So it just flows perfectly well into the swarming mechanic. And again, it's not a hop, it's a soft once per turn. So God forbid you end up to get a couple of Burrito, in your synchro spam deck. You manage to get 4 level 4s on the field, or other combinations. You can make yourself draw multiple cards. Because also that when
It can be
synchro
a
summoned
little
effect is not
dicey,
once per
but
turn,
it's not.
BT dubs.
Yeah, it's not hard. It's just a little dicey.
It's a little
Requires
clunky,
setup.
but it is definitely like I am pointing out these cards do not have hard once per turn. So if you can get them to iterate, you can do some crazy shit. This is why this deck is really good, because it doesn't have a lot of the breaks that you see in that honestly keeps a lot of modern
Also, it
decks
just-
from like
Sets up synchro climbing so easily.
yes. Speaking of setting up synchros, it's
Are
time.
we getting into the big guy?
No. That guy's way later.
Oh, her. Got
Yes,
it.
but it is time for our next blob of support. Nope, that was save as, not copy.
Yeah.
So, after these guys came out, they got 2 more cards in the next set Extreme Victory. So, first of all, you have
What
Karakuri
cards?
Komachi, model 224 Ninishi.
Yeah. This is the card that makes
yes.
Karakuri of the deck.
Komachi in this
yes,
case
the
means,
case,
by the
yeah.
way, Karakuri Beauty. I don't know why they didn't translate that. Maybe Tuart or the localization team felt weird about, calling a robot lady hot, but whatever. She's the beautiful one. And boy, that effect is beautiful. But card design-wise,
Jeez.
I will say this is interesting
I love
because,
Nanishi.
yeah, it's I love all the little details, the characters, the recurring gear motifs that kind of
The
blend
kimono
into
is really
the
good,
flower
actually.
motifs.
That's
It
a
is
great-
kind
that's
of
a great kimono.
yeah, it's a good kimono. It is interesting though that the kimono kind of covers up the other thing Karakuris are known for, like it hides a lot of her mechanical parts. But still, you get to see the hands. Got a fairly interesting
and
face
one of the
design.
feet.
Yeah, and there's one foot.
I do
Feet
appreciate
pics.
it's still the same chicken feet. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's
I also
nothing-
love how the flowers are basically like painted, as opposed
Yes.
to like they don't look
Like-
drawn; they look painted.
No.
Like, you know what would have been great if there was a tiny bit of like the hair that wasn't painted, so you could tell that it was just literally just painted hair.
Yeah, it does have that look. I like the extra gears in there. But no, Dallas is correct. This looks like a character introduction splash screen in like a shoujo anime. Like,
Yes.
this character just comes on the screen and then there's like flowers in the foreground for some reason. It's a really good effect.
I also I don't know the weirdest thing that came to me, but it's like person in the Karakuri village sees this person from behind. They flip over and it's like, oh god, it's a robot. No, okay.
Sorry, I was
Nah.
distracted by something. In addition
Man.
to all the new Master Duel stuff, Pokemon leaks are happening because the games are in the wild. So a lot of people
Oh,
are yelling in our
Scarlet?
Discord. Yeah, Scarlet and Violet are leaked.
Oh, no.
I find no problems with this, but the Pokemon fandom will find something to bitch about because
Oh,
they
geez,
won't
of
not.
course. What are they
I-
bitching about?
sounds like
mostly
they're
just we're
cool.
getting a lot of evolutions revealed and stuff, and as usual, people are just like, meh.
Oh, so people are literally just salty about the leaks. Look, gaming news can't be sad for me this week because I just realized I don't have to boycott Bayonetta anymore because it turns out the voice actress is insane.
Yeah, we got that.
Yeah, we've talked
also
about that a
turns
lot.
out-
Bad.
No,
The
yeah,
ending
no.
of Beta 3 is bad, but the game's pretty good though.
We'll see. I don't know, but it's selling. No, it's a good day for video games. Also, I don't think this affects any of us personally, but in a shocking turn of events, despite the fact that Sega was setting up every single thing they could do for failure, it turns out Sonic Frontiers is okay. It's not awful.
They
It has
tried- I feel
problems,
they
but, like,
tried
It's not a complete fucking nightmare, which is good for Sonic.
Sonic devs have probably tried really hard to make it function.
Yeah, and it seems like it pays off. People who like Sonic are enjoying it. And of course, tomorrow, my copy of Dad of Boy 2 will arrive before 10 p.m. No guarantees on streaming. I will say, I do kind of think that if Lucky still doesn't feel like being on stream, I might push 14 to
Oh.
Thursday and just start us off with some God of War. We'll see.
Okay, I found out why
I'll be busy Thursday.
the Pokemon community may be a little weird about the leaks.
Which ones?
They did the furry bait thing again.
Oh yeah, no, that
Oh,
happened
yeah.
again. The
I was like,
semi spoilers,
it's
but
one of
hey,
those
the
evolutions.
grass starter becomes humanoid. But
Look,
what
I
I'll
was
say
always
this
gonna pick,
is
Fuecoco, so I don't give a shit.
he only gets a sombrero, I think.
Oh, they went that stereotypical with it? I
Yeah.
love it.
I believe that's the direction they went. I don't think I've seen a full version of the model.
Dad, Lucky must be there for Dad of Boy 2.
I mean, I would like Lucky to be there for Dad of Boy 2, but he can observe. Or he also, if he's too sick to stream, he might be playing Dad of Boy 2 regardless. We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
himself.
I haven't talked to him yet. I haven't talked to him today in particular. I don't know. He's been out most of the day, so he might have been good enough, well enough to go back to work. So we'll see. I'll talk to him about it tomorrow.
I
but-
hope he's okay.
I mean, I think he's fine. He says he's feeling better. It's just he's still coughing and sneezing too much to
Okay.
be on stream.
Oh my god, can I bitch about one more Pokemon thing?
Sure, go for it.
I'm gonna bitch about a Pokemon name,
Which one?
and I hate it with a passion. So you had Landorus and Thundurus and what's the other one? The other Undurus.
I don't remember off the top of
Oh,
my
you're
head.
talking about the
What?
fourth one?
Yeah, the fourth one with hearts all over it, named Enamorous.
I might.
Yeah, that's a little bit old, but yeah, I can see how that would be annoying.
Tornadus is the one you didn't think of. Yes, thank you, Kazura.
Yeah,
Oh,
Tornadus.
Tornadus.
Sorry, I remembered the two, not to be too mean to Tornadus, but I remembered the two that were relevant in competitive Pokemon. And the other one I was like, meh.
Like, competitive Pokemon's actually a thing that's not just for people that don't take showers?
No.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Competitive
melee.
Pokemon is like very,
Okay,
yeah, no,
alright.
that's melee.
No,
I will never
Pokemon is
not bash on the
Pokemon has
Melee community.
has
The
its
Melee community can suck my dick.
competitive Pokemon has its own ups and downs, but it is a little bit more of a diverse community.
No, Pokemon streamers are the problem part of the Pokemon community. I won't go too far into that, but
Let's move on to
Yeah.
talk about Ninishi's effect, because I think we've talked about her appearance as much as we need. So, Ninishi is a level 3 tuner, so she's your second level 3 tuner. She has 0 attack, 1900 defense, so actually decent stat line. Must attack if able, but, and when this face-up card is selected, change battle position. While this card is face-up in the field, once per turn, during your main phase, you can normal summon a Karakuri monster in addition to your normal summoner set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. So, Ninishi does a thing that is very important for lots of decks, but keep in mind, it is doing this in 2011. Gives you an extra normal. You are a synchro deck. This is killer, because remember, all of your synchro monsters summon an extra guy.
and just to remind the people, because even though they don't have any natively, this is what it became. This works for both a synchro deck and an Xyz deck.
Yes,
That was
because if your
eventually
other
the
target is a
position
3,
of,
you can make a 3 as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically Ninishi lets you normal summon Ninishi, do another normal summon on any of your favorite 4s. You can immediately go into Big Bungus, and then lets you summon another guy and go again. Like, just, like I said, and again, this one was a common. So Karakuri was also a very, very available deck for budget reasons. Like, a couple of the higher attack guys and the synchros were like higher rarity, but a lot of your main deck staples are low rarity. So, very good in limited formats. And this is just crazy. Like, a level 3 tuner, and I mean, this is what tuners should be, right? Because of how you have to set them up. But definitely, like, this really helps make your deck by giving you an extra normal so you can immediately pop off on turn 1. This is, like, one of your best normals. I will say, obviously, conditionally, you know, there are times when it is not correct to summon her, but most of the time, this is the play. All right. And then our other one in Extreme Victory was the 5. So not really necessary, but he exists. And he also reminds us that the ninja thing is really annoying. That said, this card art is pretty good. So this is Karakuri Ninja Model 7749 Nanashik. So, he's gonna stab you. He's gonna stab your face. Gonna take your face off.
Is that a gear-shaped shuriken he's holding?
Yeah, or a chakram or something, yes.
Yeah.
Like, no, I think this guy's pretty sick. Once again, he's got that, like, soft blue lighting behind him, like he's attacking you in the moonlight. You know, he's got an actual, like, katana. It looks like a blade. He's gonna stab you. It's pretty good. I like the subtle reds, the eyes. He's an alright boy. I approve. Any other things you want to say about Nanashik? Because I will say, other than the posing and the lighting, there's not a lot different about him.
Yeah. Same with, I just mirror what Omega's thinking about this guy.
Alright, thumbs up.
Yeah,
So,
just lighting just looks menacing. Yeah.
Nanashik, he is your level 5. Which is okay considering how synchros work. You do sometimes want some higher level monsters just to make certain plays a little more easy. He has 2200 attack, 1800 defense, so I will say the stats are a little unfortunate. I guess he trades not having a Monarch tier attack for having a decent defense. He has the normal effects, must attack if able, and when selected as an attack position, change battle position. Again, with 1800, that makes it less likely that your opponent will just normal summon something and flatten him. This guy is also a consistency card. When this card is normal, draw a number of cards equal to the number of face-up defense position Karakuris you control. This one's a little harder to set up. I don't think Nanashik was very popular as anything other than maybe like a one-of.
It's just hit me, but
Yeah, what's up?
this guy looks like a Neo enemy, like where he would like do a fucking like 12-step combo on you if you didn't block it.
Yeah, you can
Neo?
have that vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that our next version of this level 5 is much better. And let me just double check I'm not missing anybody.
Oh, isn't the big boss out at this point?
No.
Oh, right. He was Ignition Assault.
Yeah, no. The next 3 cards are Ignition Assault. I'm just trying to make sure there was no support I missed in the middle. But no, I have purple links on every single Karakuri card. So yeah, it's some Soldier, Steel Shogun, Strategist.
Wow, then I think Karakuri get an award. They're one of the only archetypes where all of their new support are very good.
Well, they had a long time to think about it.
True.
Not that that necessarily helps everything, but still, it's like... Alright, so we're gonna... We're gonna bring up our next one. You can definitely tell, before I even pull up this card art in full, you can definitely tell that it's been a few years since they did this, because this is Karakuri Bonze, model 9763, Kunamzan. So, yeah. Bonze, by the way, refers to a Buddhist monk.
I don't think I've ever seen this guy before.
He's pretty
Same,
new.
But oh, wait, I vaguely recall this one because I
Oh,
think it was
pretty
in the
new,
I
okay.
think it was in the Master Duel.
I mean, it would have
was
been,
in
yeah.
The Master Duel thing.
But yeah, no. This card art's pretty good. I like the layering of the rows of the different colors. His hand looks a little, like, more detailed than they usually do. So it's kind of putting it off me, but I like he's got the little beads. He still has the chicken feet loft.
I love the hand, personally.
Okay, you like the hand? Yeah. I mean, it's
the
got a
hand
lot
is
of
so they can
detail.
shoot
Yeah.
us.
It's doing the traditional, like, Buddhist, like,
I like it.
gesture.
A little. I like
It's
the pose.
very traditional.
I also like that
Yeah.
he's got the ring staff, but with extra gears.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good.
No,
You gotta
I-
keep
thi-
certain themes.
This is very much Ooze's style.
And
I
another
still
one
think
of
Nanish
the
is my favorite, but he's pretty good.
another one of the Karakuris that is just completely covered, and I guess you can kind of understand if you think about a spiritual character.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want the gears to be too exposed.
And you know, it's traditional, you know, layers of monk robes and stuff. Very, very solidus. But yeah, so especially nowadays, I don't think there's a big reason to play Nanashik, because this guy is a much better 5 if you need a 5.
Yes.
So
That's the main reason Nanashik is bad.
Kunamzan is a Earth Machine 5, 2k attack, 1500 defense, so his stats are worse, but he must attack if able if targeted change battle position. If this card is in your hand, target a Karakuri monster you control, change its battle position, and if you do, special summon this card as a tuner. Also, you can't special summon monsters from the extra deck this turn, except for Earth Machine monsters. Wow, what a terrible
What a
type
limit.
block.
There's none of those.
You can only use this effect once per turn. So, he is a 5, but he has an inherent special that makes him a tuner. That does type lock you, but still, you have plenty access to your moves, and they did get a big Synchro monster in this package of support as well.
And also, you don't have to summon him.
Yeah.
So if you want to go in, because usually Karakuris do play a Synchro sideboard.
Yeah.
As most Synchro decks do. So if you want to play one of your sideboard cards, you could just play it with, because it's not like Karakuris are lacking ways to get monsters onto the field.
Yes. No. So yeah, there's plenty of stuff you can do, and the 5 can work with certain other synergies as well. So there's plenty of room in there. And then their next one is their level 1 tuner,
Yeah.
who thus is also very good because, you know, the way we talked about. This is also a much better art than I thought it was up close. I didn't think it was bad, but like there's a lot of detail in this one, because this one is Karakuri Gamma model 4624 Shirokunishi.
Froge.
Yeah, Frogman.
He is Karakuri Toad. He's got the barrel of the toad oil.
To the barrel.
Yeah, he's got the barrel of toad oil. It's giving him the extra there. I love the eyes.
This art's pretty cute.
Yeah, it's good. He's a good little guy.
Okay, why did we get a mod of Barrel and not this guy?
I don't know. Maybe too new.
Sad.
The barrel has been around longer, so maybe they thought it was more iconic. I
read
guess
this
he does
thing
transform in a
just-
barrel.
God, this thing is so weird, but it is like a courier thing.
Oh, it's cute.
Yeah, I remember not being that great.
Why? It's
I
a
mean, no,
fucking
this
level 1
card's
tuner.
great.
Yeah, I can just picture the very filtered just rivet coming out of it.
This also, actually, we have not played with this card in rotation.
Yeah.
This card's from Munition Assault.
I'm more thinking of, I guess. Oh, who knows what's great in that deck?
I mean, you probably just weren't ranking the right
I mean,
plays.
this doesn't go into Karakuri Geargia, but that
True.
doesn't mean
Because it's a level 1 tuner, so it's for synchro plays. But it's a good card because it literally allows you to synchro climb immediately with Shogun. Gamma.
I think the
Frog.
worst thing. I think the worst thing you can say about this card is it is bad in a splash deck.
Yeah.
But if you're playing pure Karakuris, it's great.
Yeah, it is an Earth Machine tuner, level 1, 200 attack, 1k defense. Must attack if able. If it's targeted, change battle position. Quick effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Target a Karakuri monster you control, change its battle position. You can only use this effect of it once per turn. So, its inherent effects, honestly, don't add a lot for you. Though, again, you don't do a lot in the graveyard anyway. So, you do have some recursion, but you don't do a lot of it inherently. So, he's just an extra guy. But you got to remember, the thing is about Karakuri is you're playing a Swarm deck. You can Swarm a level 1 tuner now. That's really good. Again, remember, because, Bude summons a Karakuri from your deck on summon. So, and he is a 7. And the next guy is an 8.
You have even more ways of going into Naturia Beast.
Yes. And lots of other different stuff, like I said. Technically, that doesn't
Beast is
lock
like
you...
a mainstay in Karakuri decks.
Oh yeah, no, but I think technically, if you wanted, that gives you access to some funny 8s and stuff. You could totally go for Chaotic Ruler when he was legal, shit like that. This was 2020. I gotta double check because he's our next boy. I gotta double check what Barebu's level is.
It is, I believe, 9.
Oh hey, it's 9. Oh hey, let's use special summon a Karakuri. That means there's a Barone line in this deck.
Yep, there is a Barone line in the deck.
That auto makes Toad good. Literally, if you play 3 copies of Toad, you can make 1 synchro and climb through your entire synchro package.
Just quickly.
Yeah.
Someone said this is Barrel's Battle. I said no, this is Barrel's Mini Con.
No, this is the source of this is like a transit system for their oil. It even shows up in one of their cards. We might look at some spell traps because I think we've been... You're coming up on 2 hours, okay. We're a little shorter than usual, but let me pull up the big boys card art.
I think we should pull up one spell trap just because of how iconic it is for the deck.
I think we should get Trap House or maybe the Trap Room.
Well, I was thinking of the field spell.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Castle.
All right.
Right.
Here is our Bigus Bongshwa. This is Karakuri Super Shogun Model 00N.
I love this card.
So this is the Savage Raid version?
No, this is... If you've ever seen the difference between... Even though they look very similar, the difference between this card and the last one is 100% in the words of the great Megamind. Presentation. Because holy shit, this card is popping.
This looks like it's dancing. It's like...
Yeah, it's like a
fire in the
kabuki
background.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's doing a kabuki. It's all about presentation.
And also the
Kabuki,
presentation with
yeah.
the extra effects. He's got the big, halo that Divinity or Asura statues have. Also, by the way, have you noticed his shoulders are
Fire
roofs
everywhere.
now?
Yeah.
That's how huge this guy is. His shoulders
Also-
are roofs.
The background's on fire, and so is part of the foreground, which I do appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
There's also
love
some,
how
there's
dynamic
some kanji
this
on the
card is.
flames too, or I
Yes.
feel like
Just part of the background. And as silly as it is, he has a double-bladed katana thing now. That's pretty fun.
It's a dancing. It's a dance. At least it
I
has
don't
back
care.
ends to it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's one of those things of yep, he's got a food
And
hand, but
you
then he
can see
use
the
that
gears kind of
to-
interlocking, so I bet it
Omega
comes apart.
Darth Maul is the best part of the Star Wars prequels for a reason. Double-bladed swords are cool.
Well, at least his center grip was.
I will
larger
argue
than
that to
pants.
the death. The
I
best
mean-
two things
I
about the
mean,
Star Wars
listen,
prequels are
I
Darth
just think
the
Maul
the
only
story is a
reason
bit
why
too
in
small.
KOTOR there are double vibroblades is because we realized double blades are cool.
The only good the
just
things that are the
unwieldy
best of the
views.
prequels are Darth Maul and Emperor Palpatine's acting throughout the entire third movie, where he just decides to eat the scenery.
Ironic.
No, you will die. Sorry.
Nope. I don't.
All right. So, yeah, Super Shogun,
No, he's
good
trying
boy,
to
big
kill
boy,
me.
bigless boy.
That you know what, Chris Starlight, you're not wrong.
So,
God, why do the prequels have so many great video games?
I don't know if this was George Lucas's idea, but the reason why they have so many is because it might have been Lucas's idea. He was always really on top of like marketing and shit, like keep retaining merchandising rights so he could sell toys, right? And shit like that. And being unabashed about licensing for novels and stuff, even though he didn't give a single fuck. So I suspect that somebody at Lucasfilm was like, hey, we can turn this into a marketing blitz, because like everything has a lot of stuff. There are like 6 Star Wars The Clone Wars video games, right? Like there's a lot of tie-in material back in the day, which is really good. Starfighter and Jedi Starfighter are really fun. Star Wars Bounty Hunter, which was like the prequel game for Jango Fett, I played that a ton as a kid. That game is great.
Bounty Hunter was great. I mean, obvious mention, but Battlefront 2.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else
Oh,
played
hell,
this,
the Return of the Sith tie-in game was also really good.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
it
my
was
god, the
weird,
one with the
but
alternate ending.
Yes, so because there's
Some
2 versions of the
fucking
final
reason?
level where you get to play the final boss battle as either Obi-Wan or Anakin, and if you do it as Anakin, you get the alternate dark side ending, where he just fucking
Which
murks
probably for-
Palpatine.
As it would
Probably
go.
for the history of the world would have been better for everyone, but
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Actually.
No,
but
and
also
yeah.
even what was that? And did anyone else play this? Because this was a game I had in my childhood that I loved, but I've never met anyone else who played it. It was called like Battle for Naboo.
I've heard of
for,
it, but
like,
I've
the
never played that one.
N64. It's really good.
There were a lot of really goods. Speaking of like
There was a
strategy
bunch
games,
of shit
like
that just never happened in the movie.
obviously people know about like most people probably remember Empire at War. Lots of great memes there. Long range multiple proton torpedo launchers are your demon, my angle. But there was also oh gosh, what was it? I know that the Clone Wars sequel was called Clone Battlegrounds. What was it? Was it Forces? Galactic Battlegrounds, Clone Campaigns was the sequel, but Galactic Battlegrounds, which had it was real time strategy, and it had like extra Naboo and Wookiee factions and shit you could do. Oh, because Starlight remembers Battle for Naboo. There was a lot, and
I've been seeing Battle for Naboo on shelves, but
I feel
never
like
had it.
I feel like Disney did not do a good job with that cross marketing. One, because they
No.
immediately let EA pay them a lot of money for an exclusive license, but also then, quite frankly, they wouldn't tell EA about anything they had planned because they didn't know what they had planned, and that resulted in lots of weird shit. Like a lot of the complaints about the new Battlefront 2 storyline are just because nobody at EA could get Lucasfilm to tell them what the plot of Last Jedi would be like.
And do you remember that that people what was it? It was being marketed like this will lead into it. This will happen.
Yeah, but
why-
and it kind of did, but it also doesn't because they didn't know what the plot was, so they couldn't
Well,
actually set anything up.
like it's the thing about like for all of the good Disney has done with a lot of their things, the difference with Lucas and Disney is because we've talked about a lot of good Star Wars games, but there was a lot of really bad Star Wars video games.
Yes.
Terrace
Like,
Kasi.
holy shit. Well, no, for the prequels too, because what was the fucking go-kart game?
Oh, there was a go-kart game. There was a weird pit droid
Like-
puzzle game.
But it's the difference between Disney, who's overprotective of their license, and Lucas, who was just like, no, fuck it, you want to make a video game? Go ahead. Do
Yeah,
it."
that is true. That's why
That's
Star Wars
what it
Uncharted got
mentality.
canceled because apparently Disney and Lucasfilm tried to micromanage the project too much. Terrible
Yeah,
shit.
when you just
Super
treat it like
Combat
40K.
Racing. That was the game.
And like, hey, you want to make a
Super
40K
Combat
game?
Racing.
Go.
And it's a terrible shame because Star Wars has a long history of some really good shit. Y'all, I know it's just a Doom clone, but boot up Dark Forces sometime. Go with your boy Kyle Katarn, punch a crate dragon to death.
Star Wars has my favorite multiplayer third-person shooter game ever. I think it was Jedi Outcast 2 was the one I played with my friends forever.
I was just in my mind. I'm like, okay, which
one of that
which
series,
Jedi?
but I think it was Outcast 2.
I just remember that series also was technically a Dark Forces sequel because Kyle Katarn is in there.
Well, yeah, the numbering for those games got really weird, but yes, because it was like Star Wars Dark Forces 2 Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast was the next one, and then Jedi 3 Academy. Even though I think there are actually 4 games.
Jedi Outcast 2 after it.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird naming, but those games are also pretty solid. A real fun time. Anyway.
Like, I never actually played the single player for that game in my entire life, but the multiplayer for that game, I was
the single player is pretty fun. You get to do some funny things.
I don't doubt it. It was just one of those games I would play on the GameCube with my friends.
So, long tangent from noticing this guy has a double-bladed sword.
Yeah, no. Hey, listen, I just said we got some time to fill. So Bude Boo,
I mean, hey,
is a level 9 synchro.
Considering Star Wars, and where it comes from, a giant kabuki robot.
That is true.
I mean, look, if one of the Karakuris was just a gonk droid, I would have been so happy.
It's pretty good.
Gonk. I mean, is that kind of the barrel?
So, the barrel has a face. Bude Boo is a level 9 machine synchro. He has 3K attack, 1500 defense, 1 tuner, one or more non-tuner machine monsters. Pretty typical. If this card is synchro summoned, special the Karakuri from your deck. Monster you control in defense position can't be destroyed by battle. Once per turn, if the battle position of a face-up Karakuri monster you control is changed, except during the damage step, target a card your opponent controls, banish it.
Yep, and this guy killed me a lot in Master Duel.
Yes, he is a big bungaloo. Because he gets you banishment, he gets you protection for your other guys, and he still extends. He is still another extender. So, yeah.
Well, okay, I'm gonna post this in games, so Mega, you'll appreciate this. Has nothing to do with what's going on screen, sadly.
Alright. So,
sorry, my brain went on I just remembered the most cursed video game to ever be made.
No, it makes sense. Spell traps. You want to talk about Castle?
Mm-hmm.
Where is that link?
That's fucking hilarious, Loth.
It's a great meme.
Fuck that, man.
It was N7 Day the other day, and it sure seems like Mass Effect is hard at work at
I'll be honest. I like that character for how much of a heat magnet he is.
I feel like that makes sense for you. He is just a dumb heel guy. Like, he exists so that you just hate his guts because he's so dumb.
Like, he is. That's the a problem in storytelling I have sometimes, and this is a tangent, but I'm sorry.
There you go. Shoot on Castle. That's okay.
Sometimes they make villains too likable. I really like when I get a villain I just want to die so badly.
Problem is when they make it when they don't die quick enough.
Well, yeah, but you have to. You got to build up to the showdown, Max.
If you play through Mass Effect 3, Kai douchebag McAsshole isn't actually involved that much. He's in like 3 cutscenes.
Kailing is just the weird. Yeah.
I mean, I think the funniest thing is just everybody jokes about the fact that he sends you a fake email to taunt you. That's just like. Oh my God.
I love that so much.
I didn't lose.
It's
so good.
It's
also,
so
there's
dumb.
like a side novel about him where he literally breaks into someone's apartment and eats their cereal.
That is definitely a meme.
Surprised.
I don't remember if that was an actual thing.
Breaks into Commander Anderson's apartment and it's like, this is his apartment now.
He is just a.
Look, wrestling. This is why I love wrestling heels. They're the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet.
Anyway, N7 Day. This is the card art for Showdown Castle. It's pretty good. Look at the gears.
It looks like it could literally just be like, fuck this shit, I'm out, and just get up and walk away from the city.
I'm out. Yeah.
It does. It's cool because it looks like it has. I'm stumbling over myself, but there's a weird thing of I have like 3 different things of like this feels like a cool final boss location where the stadium just keeps actively changing.
It is called Showdown Castle.
it's a giant kaiju thing where it just moves and you have a chase sequence as you're running away as it's trying to stomp you to death and then shoot you with cannons, or I don't know. It's a cool toy that has like 6 different configurations.
I like that third one. This is
Karakuri
definitely the
only.
playset the Karakuris come in, right?
Showdown Castle.
You gotta buy the Showdown Castle playset.
Also, I'm fairly certain, because of how his art is done, I'm fairly certain this turns into Burrito.
It certainly could be how that works.
Or he's like in the center of it.
And in Japanese, the
has
name is
roof
Storming Karakuri Castle, like as a pun. Which I kind of like, but Showdown Castle also makes it sound like just imagine the fucking intro, Karakuri Showdown Castle.
Yeah, no, I love Karakuri. Once again, the thing about Karakuris that I love is that they have presentation.
The thing about the original Karakuri is like, isn't there, the lore of them is like they were made and then they just started building their own society.
Yeah, they were just like self-sustaining like war machines that just exist and bring peace.
Perpetual motion machine. Yeah.
Well, I think they need oil, but yeah.
Whatever.
So Showdown Castle is their field spell. It's got some fun effects. When a face-up Karakuri selects an opponent's monster as an attack target, you can change the target's battle position. When this face-up card on the field is destroyed and sent to graveyard, special summon a level 4 or higher Karakuri in your graveyard. So it lets you recur your big boys.
Yep.
So yeah.
What's that? I've got a synchro in the graveyard.
Yeah. And this, again, this was a rare in Star Strike Blast, so this has been available tech to them from the beginning. They also have, I don't think they need to pull up the art because it's just more gears. But Trick House, another very common card of theirs, it's a normal trap. When a battle position of a face-up Karakuri monster you control is changed, you can activate it, target a card in the field, and destroy it. They also have a spell trap counter trap. I'm trying to remember which one that is. Like, they've got a lot of good ones. Was that? No, I don't think that was Clock. Is it Trick? No, Trick House was the one I just did.
Trick House is not that. No.
No, Trick House is the pop. Also very annoying.
I just think a lot of their art isn't that interesting for the spell traps.
Yeah, I know. Clock is also another one they have is Clock. That's very funny. Clock with a K.
Like, they have the pot of green, which is just a scroll.
Yeah. Which is really weirdly named. It's Karakuri Anatomy. I guess it's supposed to be like their diagrams, but that's a Karakuri Anatomy is a continuous spell card. Every time a Karakuri's battle position is changed, you place a counter on this card too. You can send this card from the field to the graveyard to draw 1 card for each counter on it. So it's just the 6 Sam card, but again, it's good. 6
I
Sams were good.
appreciate Marv. Not only will he say it in live chat, he'll just skip the middleman and just type it in our progression chat.
Yeah, just let it know it was Cash Shed. Oh, also, now that I've tabbed over, I see your very funny meme. Thank you, Loth. No items. Karakuri's only. Showdown Castle.
Oh, I did say that, but I was laughing to it.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yes, and Martha's correct. It is Cash Shed, which doesn't... Other than our Merchant Boy is on fire, doesn't show a lot, but that is...
$1 million question. Will the Blue Eyes player read my cards?
No.
50% chance. And remember, 50% chances in fighting in strategy games means never.
Nope. They just destroyed for 0 by battle, so they didn't read.
Yep. So,
they do have an equip card. Okay, so Gamma Oil lets you... Gamma Oil's funny. Let me actually... This is a funny card art. I'll pull this up. You guys will see why. This is like some meme energy card art if you've never seen
and the thumbnail, this was the in?
Yes. Karakuri Cash In. Another trap card, normal trap, target a Karakuri monster, and effect monster you control. You change the battle position of your monster and negate their monster's effects.
That was Cash with a C-A-C-H-E, right?
No. It's Cash as in cash money.
Oh. Like it's not like a secret ninja cash?
No. But it is a cash in.
Well, no, that...
but this is the card art for Gamma Oil.
Well, I think it's a double entendre. Like, it's meant to be cash and cash.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's snake oil.
It's a multi-layered pun because cash in can, you can talk about cash as in cachet or cash in as in cash in.
I was just like hoping it was spelled cash, but
no,
it's
spelled cash as in money because again,
Well, no, it's
there's
spelled
multiple
cash
puns.
because that does the pun.
Yeah. because you pronounce it cash, but it also says cash in.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Because
No,
there
it
are
works.
some lunatics who will pronounce it cachet.
Wait. Oh yeah.
those
What is
people
the-
are not humans.
What is the symbol on the bottles? That's what I'm wondering.
I think it's like 2 Karakuri gears.
I will
maybe?
say the people that say that they sound like they're from Quebec.
If you pronounce it from cachet and your first language is English, you aren't a human and you don't deserve human rights.
I mean, I'm one of those weirdos who will pronounce it the Rusty Bardiche, but if Rusty isn't there, I'll pronounce it Bardiche.
I mean- it's pronounced Bardiche.
yeah.
I've
I know.
watched a Nanoha, so that's your problem right here, Dallas.
Well-
You're dealing with Loth. Loth will just be like, "Yeah, I know it's
That's
wrong. What are you gonna do
true.
about it?"
Well, no, because
I
I
don't
do
know,
the
bully.
same thing, so I
Yu-Gi-Oh!
can't even make fun of him for it.
Like, over here, we pronounce it Z, not Z.
I mean, I feel that's a better way of saying it, honestly, but I can't.
So
I
you're
can't
Why?
one of those-
program.
Why
you're
would it be
one of
better?
those Dragon
I mean,
Ball
I
Z.
don't actually think either way is better than the other. Like
you've heard me mispronouncing Japanese words on purpose.
Z is a Z is a perfectly valid pronunciation of the letter because C,
Yeah.
D, B exist. I don't think we
forget
have any
the
letters that
Zanish.
end in ed. But if you wanted to
I-
say it Z to make it more distinct, that also works.
Yeah, I will not fault anyone
It's a
for
cultural
saying zebra.
Anyway.
Aluminium.
Oh,
Thank you.
Aaron, what are you
architect.
doing?
No, it's
Um,
alu num num. That's
Anyway,
it's on both sides.
yeah, alu no no. Gamma oil. I wanted to show you this just for the fucking frog doing a meme pose
Yeah.
here.
Mouth open, mechanical
like
tongue out.
Premium gamma oil. Buy today.
Yes.
Actually, with the fact he's got like a little needle at the end, that is just like he will grab mechanical flies at the
Oh,
end.
Yeah.
Karakuri can't talk, so that's why he has like his notepad of like different phrases on his chest.
Oh yeah, that would make sense because their mouths probably don't have vocal
Buy
cords.
now, sale.
Yeah. What Gamma Oil does, it's a premature burial basically. Activate by targeting a card in your graveyard, special summon, equip it once per turn. If that card is changed, that monster gains 500 attack or defense. Even if it's no longer equipped, you can only activate once per turn. So it just gives you more graveyard recycle we talked about.
You could do some very dumb things with this. And
Yeah.
the only reason it hasn't been banned or eroded is because it limits you to playing Karakuri.
Yeah.
But you could still do some very dumb things with this that are proof why premature burial should never be unbanned.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird seeing the merchant standing up like this, but that's just a perspective thing on my end.
And then there's, let me double check if there's any other ones I really want to look at. Let's see. They do have basically two versions of limiter removal. Because not only are they machines that can play limiter removal, but they also have at least 2 battle tricks. I will bring this up because we talked about it earlier, card art wise. This is Runaway Karakuri.
I love this art.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
no.
was great.
This is when the merchant is the bonus boss. You think you could just punch him as
I
sick as
can
shit, and then
hear
just
an
like,
electric guitar sting in the background of this card.
So
It's
how I always took this is like, so this is what happens when you try to steal from the merchant in the hub world.
yeah.
yeah.
It's
You
now a
get your ass
bullet hell.
blasted.
You
Uh,
accidentally shot the merchant.
But yeah, this is a quick play spell. It just makes a target a face-up Karakuri until the end phase. It gains 1,000 attack, but its effect is negated, which is actually good. So it's just a way for you to prevent yourself from losing in battle sometimes. The card art is not interesting, but Karakuri Gold Dust has a very similar effect. Activate only during the battle phase. Select a face-up Karakuri and set 2 face-up Karakuris in attack position. Change one of them to defense. The other one gains the attack equal to the attack of the monster. Change to defense until the end phase.
You say that the card art isn't interesting. I find this interesting. It's just merchant just going ham.
No. I meant Gold
Can we
Dust
look-
isn't interesting.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Can we look at like, can we get a closer look on those rockets? Are they like, because it's like, I'm curious what
They're
these-
little
like,
bamboo tubes. They're like
It's like a-
fireworks, but they're drawn like.
I think they're
rocket
they're fireworks. Like not.
It's
So
still got some
not
gunpowder
fireworks.
in there.
Genuinely, this is something that's pissed me off for years. I don't know who put this in popular culture. I think it was Disney. Fireworks don't look like what they look like in fucking movies or films.
They're very
They
dangerous.
look
like, they're still
they
like
just
low-grade
look like
explosives.
tubes, but they look
They're-
like tubes.
I mean, there
They
are
just
some
look
that
like
have the
tubes.
bottle rocket design, but yeah, no, that's
But
for
that's
model
been
rockets.
because of popular culture.
Um,
Yeah. Like,
Well, I think actually the design is more for like bottle rockets as in home rocketry. Basically, before we invented video games and the internet and cell phones, people had to have dumb hobbies like just buying rockets that you can send up into the air once and being like, wow, cool rocket. Rolling hoops. That was a thing people used to do. Anyway. They have a fourth quick play or a third quick play battle trick, Golden Gearbox. It's not an archetype card, but it's just like the face up Karakuri. It gains 500 attack and 1500 defense. So yeah, no. Again, Karakuri are a big swingy OTK deck. You have like 3 different battle tricks. You have pops, negates, all kinds of fun stuff.
well, that's what I really like about Karakuri is they can be a big swingy OTK deck, but they're actually a control deck.
True. You can also just save the attack modulation for your opponent tries to swing and you're just like, nah. Oh, you made me change my battle
Karakuri
position? I
turtles
pop.
absurdly well.
Yeah. Because some of them have fat asses. And again, like I said, Golden Gearbox is a quick play that gives you 1500 defense. That's a very hard boost to get over. Like, there's a lot of fun things that they can do. But also, hey, we've gotten some spoilers for what's coming in the Trap Trick starter deck. I would like to bring them up to
Am I gonna
chat.
be a happy person or a sad person?
Oh, well, let's see. I'll link them to you guys, and we'll read them all together.
Ooh.
Oh, is this for Master Duel or for
Cooperation.
Paper Yu-Gi-Oh?
No, paper, yeah. Because remember, Trap Tricks are getting a paper structure deck.
Huh.
So
Well,
we've got
well, that
Trap Tricks
card's like-
Pudika, level 4
That's
Earth,
actually
900
that's
attack,
pretty cool.
1900 defense. I'm reading it, so stop trying to say if it's good or bad in the middle of me saying it. You can only use its first and second effects once per turn. When this card is normal summoned, add a Trap Tricks Orchard from your deck to your hand. I think that is their field spell, yeah. If this card is special, target opponent special summon a monster and banish it. And during the next standby phase, your opponent may special summon one of their banished monsters, so you gotta be careful about that. It's unaffected by whole normal traps. Orchard?
I was worried. Okay.
Well, what then?
I was just saying, God, it just makes me unnerved looking at it.
Well, yeah, they're trap. They're trap and a
Yeah,
trick.
the Trap Tricks are actually horrifying when you think about it.
They are very horrifying.
They're supposed.
Well,
They're supposed
because
to.
the human bodies are completely, or at
bait.
least from what I've always thought,
Oh, thank God.
the human bodies are completely empty shells that don't actually function.
I read on ahead, and I love that the once per turn for Orchard, the field spell.
Yeah. So
like,
Trap Tricks
the
Orchard
Trap
field spell.
Trick-
You can only use 30 cards once per turn. During your main phase, normal summon additional Trap Tricks. Only gain this once per turn. First time each of your insect or plants monster will be destroyed by battle. It's not. You can banish one monster you control, summon a Trap Tricks monster from your hand or graveyard. And then finally, they get a normal spell, Trap Tricks Allure. You can only use its first and second effect once per turn. Discard one level 4 insect or plant monster or one normal trap. Draw 2. So hey, by BT dubs, Labyrinth has a Pot of Greed now.
Trap Tricks Labyrinth, huh?
Yeah, also Trap Tricks have a Pot of Greed, so it's pretty funny. But I like that this is technically generic. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Target one of your banished level 4 or insect or plant monsters, or one of your banished normal traps. Place it on the bottom of your deck. So yeah, I think the key card here is Allure, because that is technically generic. If you play level 4 insects or plants, it is good for you. If you play normal traps, it's good for you. Obviously, that is good for Trap
That's
Tricks.
going to be very good in my... Also, I need to point this out because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Pingaculia is based off the plant buttwort.
Yeah, it's funny.
Ugh.
It's just funny.
I
Also, I
scrolled
noticed-
down to the reprints and just like, yes, do you want come?
Yeah. So the reprints
was-
are, we've got Genelisa, Vesiculo,
It's
you
like
know,
a
the newer
newer-
ones.
it's like
You're getting
the newer
both
one.
Godarla and Kumungus in there. So Trap Tricks Kaiju.
Resonance.
Resonance Insect
Lover.
reprint, very
Kumungus.
good. Rose Lover,
Defleur.
Sage Defleur,
Saga
which is kind of
Defleur.
weird, but yeah,
Huh.
that is for plants technically. Gravedigger's
Gravedigger's
Trap Hole,
Trap Hole.
pretty common card. You're getting reprints of Alameris and Kularia. And they've got Sarah and Mantis in
Pack.
the power-up pack, the side packs they sell. But still, Kularia reprint good, Alameris reprint good, and these new support cards are pretty good. And that Allure card is
No,
very good.
that is a good thing, which is because honestly, what is it? whenever I fought Traptrix decks in Master Duel, it was always just okay, they're gonna activate the effect, and they're gonna activate it again and again and again. And it just kept going.
Yeah,
I've noticed it's also a
that
thing
alert
Sorry.
card is gonna break a deck. I don't know what deck it's gonna break,
It's a
but
plus
it's gonna break a
zero.
deck.
It's a plus 0, but at least lets you like shift through your deck.
Well, it's not a plus
Yeah,
0
but, like,
because it has a graveyard
no.
effect as well.
Oh, okay.
You
Like
Well,
it's
like and keep in mind, normal traps or insect monsters may have graveyard effects as well. So yes, you do when you initially play it the first time. You may technically go down to go up to, but then you get to put a card in your graveyard.
it's
What?
plant or insect, right?
Yes,
What I
level
wanna
4 plant or
see
insect
is-
specifically.
Yeah,
I want to
that-
see someone run Traptrix perfectly ultimate great mobs.
I will
I mean, you could.
remind people that a deck that relied heavily on a level 4 plant monster did recently top tournaments.
Was it running Insect Knight?
No,
It
he
was
said plant.
Rika.
Rika, yeah.
Yeah.
Rika was
Rosa-
very
I
good
don't
in
know
the
Rika-
previous meta. There are still
Really?
some funny
Resident
Sun
Evil-
Avalon builds out there.
Does Resident
Battle
Evil
Wasp is
Resident
not
Evil
a
need to
bad
be
deck.
sent to grave, or does it need to be destroyed?
I think Resonance when
Uh,
it's sent.
It's sent from well, its important effect is banished from graveyard. That's the thing.
Several of these cards do work for that. It is a level 4 insect that
Because-
you can banish.
Generally, you don't search you don't want the level 8 search as much as you want the other search.
Though the level... Oh, is Godarla? No, Godarla's 8. The level 8 search does get you to Godarla. That's
Godar-
funny.
It can. It's usually Godarla or Doomdozer. Depends on.
Yeah,
you
but
look at it, but-
definitely the way the field spell works, very good with Resident Insect, because that lets you, during your main, once per turn, you can banish one monster you control to special summon a Traptrix from your hand or graveyard. Normal Resonance Insect, banish it. Summon a Traptrix
dub-
anyway. It's good.
Did the master? So we're getting. Sorry, I'm just double checking something.
Oh sweet, we are getting Performer Pal, Lady Ange, and the other guy. Okay, I can do some
Yeah,
dumb
yeah.
nonsense.
Yeah, no. A lot of
Yeah.
Perform Bell Odd Eyes modern support is catching up in the pack.
No. Yeah,
Let's
the biggest
go.
one for me is Beyond Pendulum is going to make me
Yes.
able to play some funny stuff.
I
Yeah.
hope she gets an animation. That seems like that would be a good fit for that.
Surely.
I mean, you gave Electromite an
I-
animation. That's what Beyond the Pendulum is just Electromite, but, at home.
Oh wow, okay.
Oh, do
I-
we get to play with Beyond and Electromite in the same format? That'll be funny.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
actually.
I would like to see it. That sounds fun.
Reading what
Seriously.
Lady Ange and Gentrude does. Oh boy. Fuck you, lawnmower person.
Yeah, Loth is dying to Lawnmower as usual. But yeah, so Master Duel actually, it's trending on Twitter, so people are excited. We got a big update, let's see, you can delete multiple decks. Whoa! Actually, this is really good. You can now connect to a database account and import and export decks directly into the game. That should make deck building
Okay,
easier.
can you finally make more than 20 decks?
I think they did increase that anyway. You just have to unlock them. I think 25 might be the cap, and it might be more than that. You can also delete faster.
Okay.
But yeah, it looks like,
25 is not nearly enough for me.
yeah, I know.
But you also know me, so.
Yes, I know.
I am just Bastion from that one episode of GX. He just shows up.
Man,
with
I wish
five-
he
a
was
vest with 5,000
more
decks.
available because he tried cool shit.
I love Bastion in that anime.
He
I
tried, so he
I
tried.
refuse what people say. He's a great
Team duels are
comedy
cool.
character.
It's more the show writers lost things to do with it. They just made him go crazy.
I liked Crazy Bastion though. That was hilarious.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just scrolling through the Master
Then
Duel
again-
trending. Somebody has a very funny comment about, I do kind of wish they would put alt arts in Master Duel somehow. Make that like an event promo thing.
Are we finally getting Black Magician Chaos Max, or is that still not in the game?
No, it's still not. None of the Kaz arts are. It's very sad.
In hell. Well, most of them I don't give a shit because they're useless cards, but that card is actually important.
Yeah, no, it's still some stuff
Ritual
we're working
decks.
on. A lot of shit is a little in there. I'll probably update Master Duel after we're done here. But it is 11:30. You should log into FGO because it's after login. But it's a new day, so hopefully you're going.
Oh yeah, save it.
Daylight savings, everybody. Yeah,
It's
so
a new day. Yes, it is.
So's, we have hit the end on Karakuri. Let me go double check what our next solo mode is.
Oh, I know what it is.
Let's see. Solo
If I
mode
remember
list.
correctly, we're back in Earth Machine territory.
Nope, not yet. The next one,
Oh, is it zombies?
it will be Shiranui, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Ooh,
It was
that'll be
one
fun.
of those two.
Yeah. Geargia is after
Either
that one.
Shiranui or Geargia.
Are we gonna do Mayakashi the same with it as well?
No. That's a
We probably don't
different
have to. I mean, I'll double check
Shir-
how many Shiranuis
has
there
a lot
are.
of cards. No, Shiranui has a lot
Yeah,
of
no.
cards.
If
Don't
I
ever
remember
use
rightly,
bad cards
Shiranui
with
should have more than enough to be a single episode because they have
Fair
multiple waves of
Yeah.
support. There are
The-
like
While
4 or
not a
5
lot of
synchro
the cards
monsters
are
alone.
used, there are a lot of cards in
Yeah.
that archetype.
Well, it's because originally Shiranui had that same problem a lot of decks do, where like half of their initial wave of stuff wasn't that good. Like they have some key ones, like
Yeah.
Solitaire I believe was pretty early, but others were not that keen.
Well, their main deck has always been the problem. Like the extra deck, there's like one bad card in it, I
Yeah.
think. Or one that I would consider bad.
But yeah, so
But
it
It's
goes
their main deck that's been.
Shiranui, Geargia. We already did debugs, I believe, as an extra episode sometime. So then it'll be Dynamist actually. We can talk about how fucking cracked Dynamist is in limited formats.
Everyone
And
keeps playing
how-
it.
Sad it is that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the decks that got super pushed out by MR4.
Yeah, it's arguably the pendulum deck that fell the most. No, that's Ignite. Sorry, it's Ignite.
Yeah, that one
Ignite got
required.
taken out to the back and shot by.
And then we skip a lot
MR4,
because it's a
so-
lot of story stuff because it would be Cleefort and then the World Legacy. So then we get to go to Lightsworn after that in about a month.
Didn't we already do Lightsworn?
Did we? I don't think so.
I feel like we did Lightsworn.
I feel like we did somewhat, yeah.
You guys always say
we
that.
could be wrong. This could be a Gladiator
Yeah.
Beast situation.
Marth doesn't think so. I would trust him to like encyclopedically remember
trust
what we
Marth.
did. Yeah.
I trust Marth. If we
Okay.
didn't do it, we didn't do it.
I mean, we
don't
can
know
we
why.
can double check because we've been doing this for a while. I don't think we did.
I'd be
As
close to
usual, I suspect what may have happened was because it was a solo mode. I may have streamed it and we may have talked about it.
Because I remember us I remember us actually talking about like what we thought like the Twilight Sworn were before the solo mode happened.
Oh yeah, no, I think that was just either on stream or after a stream. We just like much
I
like how
remember showing,
we
like-
used like 20 or 30 minutes of this episode to talk about like Pokemon and FromSoft. We probably just talked about Twilight Sworn.
Because I remember you showing on stream the Dark Mist card.
That may have come out when we were talking about Dark Worlds.
That's what it is. We talked about Lightsworn during Dark Worlds.
Yeah,
That makes
That
we may have
yeah,
mentioned
we
them. I
didn't
don't think we
go
actually broke
over
them
it,
down.
but, yeah.
Not that many people should need a lot of the classic Lightsworns explained to them, but there's a couple of them who look pretty derpy.
Oh yeah.
lot of them are
Unfortunately,
still pretty
though,
good.
I would argue that
Lightsworn is one of those rare archetypes where they didn't actually have any dud cards. Like their arguable worst card for their first wave was still a one of include.
I just remember you guys made me utterly hate the dog from Lights.
Oh, Raikou?
Yeah, Raikou is a
Yeah.
baller
Everyone
card.
played him. Everyone played him.
It's because
Yeah.
Raikou's really good. You pitch, you send 3, you mill 3, and you get a non-targeting pop.
My fondest memory of our what the fuck? Why can't
Progression.
I think of it? Progression playoff series is me and Axe's light dual mirror or light sword mirror, where I fucking exodied you.
Yeah,
It was like
did
God.
the
I
one-
went,
you did the
I
one
went,
turn
okay,
kill.
this. I think it was like, okay, I summon this. Oh, you're dead.
Yeah, it's like I just never.
The
The error. I never got a break sometimes.
highlight match for me was I was at the shops at the time, but was it one of Dallas's and Omega's duels when I just went fuck it?
Oh, me.
yeah.
When
When Edo Pro gave us
When
a
me and
draw,
Omega
so we
just
had to
went
do 4
anime time.
games, best of 4.
Yes, that is also my other fondest memory of
That
me and
match
Omega
was
just
so
going.
long.
Just like,
I
oh,
went
what?
to go
Like I
JoJo.
flipped Red Eyes Burn, and it's like, oh, what are we gonna do? What's gonna happen?
You dare approach me?
Draw, and it's like, oh,
I have to
fuck,
get
we're
closer
going
to you.
again. Yeah, we had
I
some
don't even
fun
remember
times.
who
They
won,
were fun.
and I don't care.
I think I won ultimately. It didn't matter, of course, because I was playing Red Eye, so I died.
And I was playing Cyber Dragon.
Yeah,
It didn't
but
matter,
that's
it
the
was
thing.
just
That's
the
why we
most
had a lot of
anime-
fun. We were
it
just
was
playing
the
dumb
most
decks we
anime
liked.
ever. It was the
That
most
was a
anime-
frequent
was-
problem with
that's the-
Prague. Is we would basically people would ping pong back and forth between pet decks and meta decks, and like meta weeks we had a lot of not
And-
fun.
No, Omega. Very occasionally, my pet deck was just.
Well,
happened
that's
to be
true.
a meta deck.
I did before we stopped filming entirely. I did
yeah.
at least clock in a week win with Trickstar, and then you banned all my Trickstar. It's
I
not gonna
did.
happen again.
I did beat the fuck out of all of you with UA.
Yes.
And I will
mean,
never let
it-
anyone forget.
I can't even
You
talk.
got a
I
UA
still
bait.
have the curse. Off-camera loss, on-camera loss.
Yeah.
I,
But hey,
I
at
will
least
say a
you
bit
won
of.
with your pet decks, Loth. Like you
God,
got your wins in.
I kind of hate that it's like I've run out of pet decks to play, so it's like when we get back to it. It's
I
like,
mean,
have, like,
I
nothing.
that mostly I
think
feel
it's
like is
pocket
just.
garbage.
I feel like that's just your fault because you
I
You,
have the
like,
opposite
only
problem.
like Machina
I
and don't
literally have
play
too
your pet
many
decks.
decks. I can't.
I
play.
mean, like all my pet decks are decks that when I play, people hate because they're good.
I had like 3 or
Well, it's nothing to do
so
with it being
cards
good.
banned
You can
from
play S
Odd
Force.
Eyes and Pendulum Magicians, and I still played that thing. I tried.
I mean, we had to do
I'm
that
not
though
gonna-
because technically we just
the
skipped
Pendulum
MR4.
Magician one was very bad.
oh man,
that week
guys
was
like-
very.
wait, do I still have it? I think I made.
We
it.
should
Man,
go- I
wish
should-
could
I
play
should go
Thunder
back and watch
Dragons
some of
again,
those
but
old
no one's gonna.
episodes.
No
We
one
got,
has
like,
fun when
80
I
of
play
those.
Thunder Dragons.
Well, it's
Well,
because
that's
you
of
have Colossus.
It's because of Colossus.
But
Colo-
you guys-
Colossus is no. Don't tell me Colossus is okay, Axe. I can't add
No,
cards
it's
to my
because you
hand.
no, it's because you banned Titan Infusion.
Did we ban Titan?
You could probably let Fusion off at some
There we
point.
go. I forgot.
We
I
definitely
think
banned
banned
Fusion.
Titan Axe.
I made this for the occasion, Omega.
I don't think we banned
No,
Titan.
Robin
to be
did.
honest.
Robin had Fusion.
Well, yeah, Robin
No,
banned
yeah, we
Fusion because he was
Fusion,
like,
but
I'm
I don't
yeah.
think we banned Titan.
No, like it. Axe just won't play like a normal person and play Titan without a fusion card, even though most people do that. Yeah, it was Fusion and Colossus. There he is. There's Purple Poison.
And I
Smell
will
rock.
never let Colossus off.
And I mean, like
I just
we all
want
said
a
Fusion
fusion
will come
deck.
back, but like, damn. Listen. In real life, toss format lasted way too long.
Oh, yeah,
that's
And
don't
we
the
worry.
have
one.
When someone-
we have
when someone
kneecapped
plays-
several of those decks. Orcus
Harpy's
dead.
Don't worry,
Thunder
bro.
Dragon's
when
dead.
Someone plays when someone plays Striker successfully, I will shoot that deck in both its kneecaps and the back of its head.
Yes, when
I
I
will
when
do
I
that.
play when we come back in the year 2025 and I win again with Striker Striker
I will
Mine.
just ban Rose.
Guys, I
I will
hope you
get
understand
blacked.
that I don't. I hope you understand that, like, you guys maybe don't feel bad if I play Dragon Link against you guys.
That's
I don't
fine.
care.
I'm.
Axe
Don't worry.
wondering
Dragon Link
I-
will never materialize because I will ban it before it does.
Okay, so this is
I will just play Rockets and have
We're
fun.
back here.
This
We're
is
back.
a thing.
Wow. We haven't played Prague in weeks, and we're back here already. Dallas is threatening to
look
ban
at
cards before
Axe
they come out.
pitching
Axe
again.
is complaining
and we're back.
about his decks being banned. I'm just like, I went with Trickstars. Woo!
It is
I
literally
mean,
just
you finally won after 4 months.
it's
That
literally
is
just
that
Axe
is
dragging
usually
us
how
back
I
into
win
this.
at Prague. Is I iterate
Guess what? Wait,
on a
guess
deck
what?
for like a month until it clicks. That is how I was with Karakuri. I don't think I was
I
able to
just
win
go
until
on
Nanashi came
random
out.
streaks of good luck and then just back to sucking.
I just haven't been winning well.
You're
I
just
lost.
you're Dallas. You're just good at Yu-Gi-Oh. I still don't know if
No.
Axe is good
Yes,
at Yu-Gi-Oh.
No, I'm clearly the best
I
Yu-Gi-Oh
don't know
player.
myself.
Like Axe
I'm
is
the
just
best
is
Yu-Gi-Oh
just
player here.
godly lucky. We have
And I totally
scientifically
didn't get
proven
banned.
this.
I also
I totally
iteratively.
didn't get banned from a tournament for playing a card before it came out. That never happened.
I will also say I'm also someone that, like, I net deck and then I iterate on the deck to be like, I don't
Dallas,
like
what do you-
plays.
what do you-
I
Dallas,
iterate shit, but I'm not good at starting shit.
What
I'm
are you
good at
talking
iterating.
about, Dallas? That was Robin.
Yes, no, it was only
Clearly not
Robin.
you.
Yeah.
It didn't happen to 2 people in the same week. so
And
no
if for
one
some
actually-
reason
And
you're
it
one of the
totally-
like
it
6 or
also
7
didn't-
people still watching
It totally
this.
wasn't used to destroy me.
Actually, I also want to say one thing. It's funny Axe talks about net decking and then changing. I remember when we started, I net decked, and everyone's like, no, you shouldn't do that. You should make it yourself. And I was
See,
like,
here's the
fine.
thing. I net deck, but from the place that no one else net decks from, because it's the place where all the dumb decks
Oh,
are.
yeah.
I net deck Pojo forums.
yeah, I remember I found a
I
deck
did
from
that
there, and
before.
you're
It was
like,
funny.
Like honestly, yeah. Like the main thing was just like researching decks back in the early weeks was so hard that I just kind of like went by instinct. Also, our card pool was a lot smaller. Once we started getting to like 5Ds and Zexal format, I'm like, fuck, I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
You know, there's also the situation of, it turns out my powers make it where Jank hates me.
I
He's
think
not here
5Ds
right now.
was my
Tactic David, I wanted to murder him with a stick.
5Ds might be my least favorite period of use.
Doing-
I don't know if
doing
that's controversial.
5Ds.
Oh my god.
We had a
Like
lot
fucking
of weird
so much.
weeks.
Oh my God.
We had a lot of fun
I
stuff. I
think
should go back and rewatch
It
some
was
of the
just.
episodes.
I think part of it was my pull luck, but God, some of those weeks were just painful.
Which is weird, because occasionally we'll just be sitting there and Dallas would be like, "Oh yeah, I got the secret rare I wanted."
Well, Dallas had to
But
rebuild
who
his
was-
entire pool at least once.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, I had
also,
to do that too, you know.
Well, here's the thing. I am the king of getting a bunch of rare cards that I don't have any use for. Also, just because our water card doesn't make it good. That's the other problem.
You know, how are we gonna do the prog if we have like 14 weeks? Are we just gonna move prog like Thursdays or something?
Well, we need people to be here. I don't know what that'll be.
But
God,
Lawnmower says yes.
I honestly just I want to kind of get back into it, but I also, it's like, damn, I wish. I don't even know if I have the card pool to like make other.
Okay, Omega,
decks.
listen, hear me out here. We could restart from zero.
No,
No.
absolutely not.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, I've
If
I have
everyone's
explained
certain-
that
I'm not going
if we
back.
went to if we would not start again immediately. Like
No,
I have
no.
interested in some other ideas. I need to double check if the Yu-Gi-Oh pack simulator lets.
can make
Because I
custom
actually
packs.
like Master Roulette, the format where like you pick the secret packs. The problem is that last
Oh,
I
dude,
checked
I
with
will
YGO
Master
Pro
Roulette.
Deck was
I think you can.
their pack opener. It does allow the packs, but it simulates all 8 cards are from the pack, so there's not the generic shit, which would tilt things a little. I don't think it's impossible. It's just different.
We could do it. Okay, Omega, this would be a pain in the ass. But what theoretically we could do is, because you know how you get like a bunch of gems on like making a new account?
Yeah.
We could do it so you could set up a new account for that week and then simulate the packs through that account and then delete it.
I guess that is kind of also a pain in
It'd
the
be
ass
a
for
pain,
everybody.
but that's if Master Duel doesn't do it correctly, that's the only thing I could think of.
Let's see. Anyway, we got stuff. Like I'm not averse to getting in, and like, hey, they have the fucking team simulator thing. We could do some funny streams in Free Duel later. But like, yeah, I would just we would just need people, and we would have to figure out like I believe Robin has been sick lately. Actually, also he talked about that in Prog Chat. I would have to yell at Robin for like, hey, what weeks are you free? I think David is like building a new computer. I don't know if he's available yet. Like,
David's.
we got stuff to like grab
technically,
people.
I'm free.
Yeah.
I don't have job prospects at the moment anymore.
Yeah, but that's the thing. We
don't
need to like
know
we need to like refigure out what people's
Yeah.
schedules are again. Was the problem? That's
I'll
why we got
probably be
off. Was
available
people's
during
schedules shifted and were not
evenings.
available on the same days.
What the fuck is Knight of Hanoi?
Eh.
Okay.
But
Uh,
I think we've wrapped up that that
Night
combo,
of Noise of Brainstain.
Oh, okay,
It's
that's
that terrorist
from Brains
group.
World.
and we are
How the fuck do I open Brains?
we're going for 2.5 hours. I think it's a good time to rapple-dapple this up. Just make
Yep.
sure my collection is still there. Why do I have a cell recombination device in my main? God. Anyway.
Oh, okay, so I have to summon 5 fire monsters. Got it.
Anyway,
Nope.
all 5
Okay,
copies of Force Ladybug of Doom are still here. We're fine. But we should wrap up. But
Yep.
listen, if you are still one of the like 6 or 7 people still watching, it's not us in this call, and you haven't checked out our prog series, or it's been a while, go back and give those a watch. There's some good times there.
Even though I was shit at the time, I recommended the GX part heartily because those are fucking hilarious.
Honestly,
like
there's a
I
weird
think
thing
there's
of-
basically like I think there's like 2 phases. Like through the Duel Monsters and the GX era, it's old school Yu-Gi-Oh! And we all suck, and it's just all the dumbest decks. And then in 5Ds, cards can start to get good, so we pivot to like our skill levels slowly increasing. And I think actually you start to see some very high level play out of us at certain points.
I also
think
enjoy the.
I think you could see an arc of
Pandora.
me. I think growing as a person, even for maybe for the worst sometimes.
I'm sorry, Axe. I don't think I've seen you grow as a person.
I
Of
think
course
there's
you would,
definitely
Moth, you would
some
never notice.
characterization stuff that we
I
do.
have not
Loth grows
changed at all.
Loth grows as a duelist. He learns to stop fucking around and actually finds out.
Start taking one-ups out of his deck.
Yeah.
No,
Wait, no, he
no,
hasn't
that
changed
didn't
that,
happen.
fuck.
That
No,
didn't change at
fuck
all.
you.
That does
Or-
not change.
Well, actually, no. I mean, Dallas kind of has changed, but he's sort of one of those sine waves.
Here we go, Axe.
I
I'll
am
notice
a
when
joker.
you change the person when you notice it and actually make
I'm
the
a
effort.
Joker's
He is a
wild.
flat curve.
Hey, I'd like to think I've changed because I stopped feeling bad for everyone being idiots.
No, you
Well,
didn't.
yes, yeah. You should.
I mean,
Oh,
I
that's
still
what
love how
I
you
think.
say
Idiots.
bad for us
Okay.
being idiots.
Yeah, okay.
Uh-huh.
That's
Rather
different
than-
than being bad for winning
Yeah.
after just kicking our shit.
Well, I'm sorry if I feel bad when you guys lose.
Don't
but,
feel bad for
uh,
a win. Don't.
Well, yeah,
Mock
that is
them.
something we had to
Mock them
slowly beat
relentlessly.
into Axe after 80 weeks.
And then
of just
beat
like,
them to,
God.
and then beat them up afterwards.
But yeah,
So
Well,
We should
be
rounds
wrapping
have been
up.
card games.
yeah, I'm trying to wrap up. I may have been trying to do that for the past 10 minutes. Yes,
I know.
it's okay. The music
Fine,
hasn't run out yet, but it's very close. I only have 2 themes left before the Master Duel soundtrack loop stops.
oh no.
So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Don't forget to give this video a like and a comment. Subscribe for more of this. We do Fail Portrayal every week. I will very quickly insert, with no commentary, thank you, an update on the poll, because you can support us on Patreon at the $5 up level to vote on one Fail Portrayal a month-ish.
Vote for
Um,
DDD. We'll be here for like an hour.
Well, so
no,
far,
I-
Dallas,
I-
that's what people are doing. There aren't a lot of votes. There's only 7, and you've only got 8 left, so I need you to get out there, but DDD is winning with 3 total votes.
Did I ever get any votes on the one I put up?
Which one? Malefic? No.
Yeah. Oh.
Malefic is still 0.
And,
But also, hey, Axe
should
and
be.
Thunder Dragon is still 0. So,
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, that's
Axe-
damn it. Yeah, that's fair. Thunder Dragons aren't that.
I mean, Axe and
Thunder-
Dallas both have simps from the Patreon track.
I
hey,
do.
no one's voting for mine. Thunder Dragons are not any votes.
I don't
Oh, no,
believe you. I don't believe I have Sims.
I believe Dallas has nega sims. People will pay money to
I
get
have the
yelling at
opposite of
Dallas.
Sims.
That was a heel.
Promoted.
in life.
I mean, I think
Um,
Dallas. I think
No, I'm not a
one
heel
was
in real
too-
life. I'm a heel on this
No, I meant like how you were a
Polls.
dumbass sometimes, but you're also very charismatic,
That's not
about
what a
being
heel
stupid.
is.
Anyway, I'm gonna
Axe,
no extra
Axe,
commentary.
I'm gonna hit you in the kneecap with a
Support
hammer.
us on
And then I'm gonna
Patreon
break
to
into
vote
your
and
house,
fix this
and I'm gonna
nonsense.
feed you your dog.
Later. No, Mike.
No, I'm gonna feed you your dog on mic.
I don't have a dog.
He's gonna buy you a dog and make you eat it.
I'm gonna buy you a dog, and then 2 years later, after you've grown emotionally attached to it, I'm gonna kill it and feed it to you.
So it's we're dealing with Dallas Brando. What the fuck?
No, that's actually a wrestling storyline.
Yeah,
Oh, right,
yeah,
yeah.
no. I knew it was
That's
just a wrestling
intense.
reference. Woo.
Well, not the buying
Oh,
the
you
dog
give me a little bit
part,
of cough.
Killing someone's dog and feeding it to them.
Okay, anyway, yes, we're wrapping up. So support us on Patreon. Like I said, don't forget to
Wrestling is
throw us
weird.
likes and comments and subscribes. Join our Discord. We have a Trad Games channel where we yell about Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot, along with other stuff, RPG memes, etc. Like I said yesterday, I streamed Bloodborne for about 4 hours, so go check that out if you liked that conversation where we were just yelling about FromSoft
He
games
doesn't
at the
totally
start of
suck
this.
at it.
So, yeah, no, I beat 1.5 bosses.
You're actually
And
mediocre at, which is better than most.
honestly,
I'll take
honestly,
that.
from
I'll
what I
take
saw of your
mediocre at
playing, I
Bloodborne.
think you're better at Bloodborne than I am.
I said
I
that
mean, a
already,
lot of
so-
the muscle memory stayed. It's just that, like I said, I
I'm
feel like
so
I
bad at
remember
Bloodborne.
myself being faster, basically.
You remember how to play
Yeah.
shooter games on a console, which is you click the stick instead of pressing a button.
Yeah, well, there's lots of other
Oh,
button
that's
prompts that
better
are
than
good.
me. I'll say this unironically: Omega or anyone here could beat me at any FPS game ever at all, except for maybe 007 Nightfire, because I played that game.
I
like
think
2
I will
years.
take that. I am not really good at FPS games, but I am okay. I
I
play
think
them a
I'm
lot.
alright.
Abysmal.
I'm okay with FPSs.
I mean,
done
like
Half-Life
I've put in my
and
time. I
also
prestiged in
Nightfire.
the OG Modern Warfare 2, like twice. I played Overwatch, not
I-
seriously,
ever
but like
do-
regularly for like 2 years.
If we ever do
The-
multiplayer Halo, it'll be my time to shine.
So
Yeah, I've played a lot of Halo.
surprisingly- So
I'm pretty bad at
surprisingly,
Halo
with
multiplayer.
Nightfire, I found 2 ways where it fell through the floor.
It's very
Oh yeah, no,
The
you're
Dallas
not
Dallas,
Sorry.
no, Dallas, no, we're still on air.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I want to
And
remind
it-
everybody about the channel, the beautiful channel memberships they can buy, so they can get membership badges and emotes with which to yell at you. So consider supporting us. That will turn into more cardboard eventually, and other fun stuff we can do, and just general enhancing the
It's
system
also
and
to buy
whatnot.
healing blood
And-
for Lucky.
yes, and support Lucky while he is coughing and sneezing, and shitting and farting, as the meme
what
goes.
disease does he have again?
I don't know. I think he's just coughing.
That's his body hates.
I really got All right.
If I could just close
Anyway, I'm chuckling. I'm gonna go. We're gonna get out of here.
Press the button.
I'm gonna change the channel. Good night, everybody.
Okay, I'm